We good? Hello? We up? Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to another live stream with me, Oyasumi. I cannot talk. I am a Dumbo. Anyways, hi. Welcome back everyone. If you were with me in the last live stream, it was live literally 2 minutes ago. We were playing Hollow Knight, but now we're on Minecraft. And we're joined by Francis and Kai again today. We're setting that up right now. I was a little late today, but it's fine. Ooh, V, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by. Playing some Minecraft today. No Night of the Full Moon today, but that's fine. I saw that you took back your any percent record. Was a little bit ago, but I saw that was officially a thing on speedrun.com now. Eventually, I'll come back for that. And maybe the Hard 5 Diary? I feel like that's beatable, I never got around to actually doing it. Streaming has been taking up a lot of time, not gonna lie. But I've been having a good time, so definitely can't complain. How have you been, though? How have you been, though? Man, I absolutely cannot talk today. Oh, right. I also need to get the music started. Do I have music credits in the description? I do. Okay, awesome. Just want to make sure I don't get that DMC... I'm not going to get DMCA'd, but... what's it called? I want to credit the people properly. Alright, so music should be playing. Gonna lower the volume just a little bit. Hopefully that's a good setting for that. And we'll boost up Minecraft audio just a little bit so you guys can actually hear what's going on in Minecraft. And that should be good. Yeah, those are decent audio levels, I'll take that. But why am I not hearing anything? Alright, let's do that. Alright, so I'll keep Discord up. Who knows when the friends will get here. Whenever they do, they'll join us, but yeah, we're chilling here in Minecraft. This is the multiplayer server that we had. We're all noobs, and so please don't expect too much from this server. We're really not too great at the game, and we really don't have like any big plans to make something great for this game or anything. We're honestly just hanging out, we're chilling. So, sorry if it's not quite your speed. Actually, did I leave anything in that chest? I should probably check before I leave. Actually, I think I did. I think I left a bunch. Yeah. I should probably take this out just so it's empty, just so we have space, but... we can leave this stuff. This stuff should be fine in here, but I'll take some of this cobble up just so we're not cluttering up this community chest. Surface. That's the dead end. Those are some really cute emotes, V. I really like those. Oh, Francis started a call. One sec. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
I forgot that this was the name of this group.
Are you saying you're not a Fran simp anymore?
No. It was what do you call it? Pleasantly reminded.
Okay, okay. Understandable then. Hello, Francis.
Francis?
Hello.
Hello!
Hi.
Let me boost Discord audio real quick. One sec.
No.
No?
Oh, you muted us. How could you deafen yourself?
I didn't even deafen myself. What?
No, Francis did.
Oh, Francis.
He
Francis!
said, fuck y'all, don't want to hear your nasty ass voices anymore.
Wait,
See?
I didn't say that.
He was silent, he accepts it.
Because I was kind of caught off guard because Zinnie just believed it right away. I felt a little hurt.
Didn't say anything.
Let's be honest, Francis. That is something that you would do, though. Are you at least back home and staying back home now that Kai's here?
I'm so confused.
Someone's getting a Discord call.
Yeah, it's me.
You good?
Yeah.
You need to answer that or something?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I mean, you can answer.
Yeah, you should answer it.
Oh, it ended.
Oh,
No, go pick it up.
also, for people watching the stream, is the audio okay? I think everything should be alright. But I don't know, I've been having so many audio issues getting that set up properly. And I feel like every time I record it's all set up properly, but then I look back on the VOD and something's different every time. Sounds fine. Okay, good to hear. Alright, what do I do with all this cobble? I'll leave it in here. Also, Kai, if you're here and not in the other voice chat, the server is up. Keep one of these, label that.
We've done this before, or you saying earlier?
Oh, during the Hollow Knight stuff?
Oh no, you were like, oh, so are you home now since Kai is back or something?
Oh, are you gonna actually stay home? You're gonna be back in the base and not leave us again?
Oh, okay, I was gonna be like, I thought you meant like real life, so I was confused.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm just wondering if you're gonna come back and join us.
Yeah, Danny, as long as you don't say anything to her and remind her. You little turd.
You know, it's fine. She's forgiven you by now, surely. So are those phantoms?
Shut up.
Are you near a bed right now, friend?
I think I don't have one yet. Would you get attacked even indoors?
They'll try to attack you, I think. But they won't actually be able to hurt you, so you should be fine. Alright, looks like Kai has to be right back for a bit.
Yes, sir. I was actually thinking about canceling so I could play Hollow Knight instead.
Canceling to play Hollow Knight. I'm so happy that you're enjoying that game. I love that game so much.
Lore is a little bit difficult for me to follow.
Mhm.
It's kind of like one of those games where I would consider it pretty similar to a Souls game.
Yeah,
Where essentially you're just like kind of finding all the lore yourself.
yeah.
Like normally, I guess it would be handed to you in a way.
Mhm.
Depending on so I do like the game, but it's not to the point where like I'm crazy obsessed or like I'm super interested like you are, where I would go actively looking for all the lore and everything.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense.
Like if it was like what's a game I really like? If it was Ratchet and Clank in that kind of style, I
Mhm.
would definitely like 100% continue everything.
Okay. but not quite to that level for Hollow Knight.
Yeah, even with like, you know, other Souls game, all Dark Souls 1 through 3 and Bloodborne,
Mhm.
I find it interesting and everything, but I'm not too invested to the point where like I would actually look for all the lore and story.
Okay, makes sense. But you are planning on just like watching a YouTube video on Hollow Knight lore at some point?
Like I am interested enough to like, you know, actually watch all that.
Mhm.
I'm too lazy to search it all out, especially because like I feel like it's a little bit difficult to just travel around.
Yeah, it definitely can be a pain. And the maps are so huge
Yes.
that, yeah, I understand that. I feel that.
Also, I am out of bed now.
Oh. Yes, sir. Oh, when'd you get back home? Hello.
Just now. Yeah. I was still in the mines from the last time you and I were there.
Uh-huh.
How much level do you have for experience?
I'm level 35. If you want something enchanted, I can grab something for you.
Yes, I'm gonna do more mining. So can you reinforce this the syntax?
The Sympax. Actually, what we can do is... Hold up. We should have an extra mending book in here. Yeah, we do. So, I'll go throw this here. Efficiency 2, Unbreaking 3, Silk Touch. And... Actually, no, we'll still do it. It's fine.
Oh, something wrong.
So there's your Sympax. It's a little bit annoying just because Silk Touch and Mending can be... I don't know. Not very well synergized. But you can still get experience while you're holding that pickaxe. But looks like we don't have anything cooked. If you want, you can trade with the villagers. That should give you a decent amount of EXP. That should help revive or repair the pickaxe. I can't talk. You can probably take the melons and pumpkins, and then you can take some of the emeralds too. And honestly, it doesn't really matter what you trade. So I don't think any of these have like particularly good trades, except for the mending guy. So why do we have 2 clerics? That is definitely unnecessary. So yeah, there's the mending guy and the silk touch guy. Maybe bookcase. Actually, no, we already have an enchanting table, so. Actually, maybe golden carrots from the farmer. Just so we can have more steady food supply.
Yes, sir.
Even though we do have a bunch of steaks. We have a bit too many steaks, honestly, and a whole bunch of leather, and I have no idea what to do with all this leather.
Oh, I didn't get that much experience.
So you're gonna have to trade with them a whole bunch. Were you able to trade the melons and pumpkins?
I did not find any melon ones, though I probably didn't look hard enough.
No, it's closed off right now, so... Yeah, but with the golden carrots, you can trade up to 12 times. So if you just put in like a whole bunch of emeralds and then right-click on the golden carrot, you should be able to access all of them. To exhaust the trades, you should get a little bit of EXP. And then you can use the emeralds, because we have way too many. You can use them on literally anyone else. And just mend up that pickaxe. Just make sure you're holding the pickaxe while you're doing it.
Is 64 emeralds even a lot?
So that's just the ones over there. We have a whole bunch more here. Let's see here. Let me convert all these to emeralds. Yeah, we have over 3 stacks. So, we have plenty. And we have the means to make much, much more.
Is the experience needed to like repair equipment same, or is it what is it? I can't speak either. Is it different depending on equipment and enchantments?
I think it's the same for everything. I think just like a flat amount of EXP restores a flat amount of durability. As far as I know. I could be wrong about that, but... You know, it's actually been so long since I've looked at, like, proper Minecraft mechanics, I don't actually remember most of it.
I think enchantments actually do make it higher.
Oh.
Because I'm checking it right now. It says it's 17 needed for the pickaxe.
Mhm.
But a diamond sword that's unenchanted only needs 1.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I did not know. It's good to know.
17 is too much actually.
Oh, man. I just traded all over the carrots without replanting. Do we have any more in here?
Yeah, I thought there were spares.
I hope so. Oh, there's 19 spare. Not enough to fill the whole farm, but you know what? It's better than nothing. Can't believe I made that mistake. Oh yeah, I was also gonna grab a hoe.
Yeah, you
Francis, come here. I need to grab you.
Wait, I thought you were gonna attack me. I'm traumatized now.
I will not attack you again. Don't worry, Francis. I promise you. Unless I have a good reason for it.
Oh shit.
Let me take off this shield. Having the shield is so annoying when you're planting the farming stuff. Any sort of seeds or carrots. This is my shitty ass farm. The design is terrible, but it is homemade.
Oh, 1 second. I'm trying to do the...
Upgrading?
Oh, sorry, on the... What do you call this? The repair with the trading.
Repair with the trading. Oh, so mending and doing the repair that way?
Mending, yes.
Gotcha.
I was looking at it,
Mhm.
and like even though I was getting the experience for each, wait, so is trading like mining coal where you don't get the experience every single time?
No. You should be getting it every single trade that you make, as far as I know.
Then I guess it's just a small difference.
Make sure you are holding the pickaxe while you get the EXP, because if not, it's not going to repair.
Yeah, initially when I was looking at it, I realized I wasn't holding it,
Uh-huh.
but I switched it soon after. It's just kind of slow. I thought it would be a lot faster.
I mean, if you're making a bunch of trades, it's not going to heal like all of it, but it should be enough to get you through for a little while.
And I need this carrot.
No, you should be able to eat any sort of carrot. Is your hunger thing full or something? That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, never mind. I thought I could overeat.
No. If only. I guess I should make an EXP farm, since we do have mending.
Oh wait, I can kill cows, can I?
Oh, yes, you can. You can kill the cows or you can kill the chickens. Either one works. How many cows do we have? Yeah, that should be plenty. You can kill them. Just make sure you leave a couple. Good amount.
Breed automatically.
No, they don't. That's why this chest is here. It's filled with wheat.
Oh, I'll breed them then after.
Okay. I forgot what I was doing. What was I gonna do?
Farming?
Right, make a farm. Make an EXP farm. Actual attention span of a squirrel. I see your iron farm is still going nice and well. What happened to all the water?
Your water's gone now?
Uh-huh. The outside edge of the water.
Oh, wait, that one. Okay. Wait. So, wait, did he put the outside one?
Mm-mm. I didn't touch the iron farm.
Oh. That's strange. I thought. Okay. I mean, I don't mind if you did, because when I saw the outer one, because I was pretty sure I only did the smaller square.
Mhm.
when the outer one appeared when I first joined in after, the iron golem wasn't actually going in. It took a lot longer.
Huh.
So I decided to get rid of it to see if it made a difference.
Mhm.
And just having this smaller one, he actually falls in right away.
Mhm. All right. Yeah, I don't know, but I haven't messed with the iron farm, so.
How did... There's another one here.
Oh, the one in the horse pen? He's been in there.
No, there's another one that's outside of it.
Oh, huh. I guess it's the guys down below. I thought they wouldn't spawn one since the other iron golem's there, but... Alright. I guess we have another one here. Nothing wrong with having iron golems. Good little base defense. Little sentry turrets. Movable sentry turrets. What kind of EXP farm should I make? Probably a mob farm. That'll probably be the most useful.
Can you do like the one you made for the the nether? Was it?
Ooh, yeah. A gold farm? With a piglet? Yeah, sure. I can do that one.
I'll if you do that, I'll follow you because I want to learn how to do that.
Yes, sir. That one's gonna take a lot of time to complete though, so it's not gonna be ready anytime soon. Just because you need so many materials to get that up and running.
Isn't most of it just like kind of repeated materials, like having cobblestone?
So yeah, you need some like cobblestone slabs. The big thing is magma blocks. You need like a double chest of magma blocks. So you don't need that much, but to get good rates you need quite a bit. So it's just gonna take a little bit. Not a big deal.
I can just right click on the cows to breed them.
Mm-hmm. But you have to right click on like different cows every time.
So, I guess they're just not ready then?
Oh, yes. So there's a cooldown time before you can repeatedly breed them. Do we have any magma cream? We do not. Alright, that's fine. No ender pearls, so I'll go trade for some more.
Oh my god, it's so hard to push them in here. Thank you. I'm gonna move him. I just want him out of sight.
Yes, sir. Do we have any obsidian? I need to check. I think I used it all though.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Alright, that's fine. Actually, there's a whole bunch of cobble by the pit.
Cobblestone substitute obsidian, you mean?
I was just thinking about what else I needed, and I just needed some cobblestone slabs. For now. I'm definitely gonna have to mine more obsidian. Oh yeah, I was also gonna make a melon and pumpkin farm. Forgot about that. That'll come later.
So apparently, there's a D&D game coming out.
Oh.
just thought it was pretty interesting. I didn't get to fully look at the trailer.
Mhm.
I think it's just like recently the trailer was announced a couple hours ago.
Gotcha.
I think it looks interesting. I didn't get to see the whole thing yet though.
All right, that sounds interesting. Sounds exciting. A D&D game. Do you know what kind of like what genre of game it'll actually be? Or kind of like what gameplay would be?
I don't know anything about TND.
Oh, gotcha. That's fine. I'll have to take a look at that trailer then.
Before I forget, I'll just send it to you on YouTube.
Nope.
Check it out later.
Yes, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, looks like B left. Someone actually visited my stream, Francis.
Danny.
It was one of the people from the speedrunning Discord for Night of the Full Moon.
Oh, interesting.
And they didn't really say too much though. Like I tried engaging with them, but didn't answer my questions. Maybe they were gone and I just like, I don't know, bad timing or something, but I don't know, tried engaging. I did what I could.
I guess, does that mean like you should do Minecraft streams?
I don't know, I was thinking about that because the only other time that someone legitimately came to my channel was also during a Minecraft stream. So I don't know, maybe I will do more Minecraft streams because it seems to be getting me viewers. I'm pretty sure that one didn't matter for this one, for V, just because there's someone like I kind of know already. But yeah, the last time a complete stranger came into my stream, it was playing Minecraft, so maybe I should continue doing that. Continue doing this. I don't know though, like, I do very much enjoy playing Minecraft, but I don't know how good of a Minecraft live streamer I could be.
Yeah, I do think Minecraft is probably a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, initially after you start, like, a brand new file, it's... Okay, oh, you're down here too? What the heck?
Oh, yes sir.
Initially, like, it's pretty interesting since, you know, you have to start all over and everything.
Right.
But, like, you know, like, let's say you're at the point we are right now,
Mm-hmm.
you're pretty much, like, I guess, set. Nothing much to do.
Yeah, things definitely slowed down a lot. And like all of the goals like from this point are like a lot more long-term goal and things that like require a lot of farming and a lot of just mindless building and stuff. So if I was like a big streamer with a big chat that I can interact with, then I think it's okay. But as a nobody, I don't know if I can make like any sort of engaging content. Just placing down stacks and stacks and stacks of cobblestone to make a farm or anything like that.
You're not a nobody.
I'm
Somebody.
Francis, I'm pretty much the definition of a nobody right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Like pretty hard to be less of a nobody. The only way I'd be less of a nobody is if I didn't have you, Francis.
Pretty sappy. You've been pretty sappy a lot more recently. That's not our relationship, Denny.
You're right. You're right. Sorry, I need to be mean to you. You're right. Betray you at every opportunity I get.
Yeah, that sounds more like you.
No, see, I'm just being sappy now so you get used to this, and then I'm just gonna play the long game.
Biggest anime betrayal right there.
Have you ever actually like watched one of those videos?
I have not, no.
Neither have I. Like, I feel like it'd just be so cringy to actually watch one of those, but then on one hand, I'm kind of like morbidly curious, like, what are these actually like?
Same, yes.
Mm,
Also,
but-
cool
mhm.
thing, for the diamond pickaxe, like, because I'm gonna try mining for more diamonds.
Mhm.
Is it actually worth using the diamond axe for like fast mining, or should I just stick with mining?
So, I'm almost certain that it is better to use the diamond pickaxe, especially if you have any sort of efficiency on it, because the time you save with mining leads to more diamonds over a long period of time. Like, even considering how much you use for like the pickaxe. Where am I?
Oh right, before I forget, I might not play too long tonight.
Mhm.
I do have a headache,
Yes, sir.
and I've been feeling pretty off for a while now.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you think it's like anything big or?
I'm not too sure. It's more of just like kind of same things where I'm kind of giving myself a time crunch, and I feel like I just need to get school done faster and like, you know, find an actual real job.
Right. And then you're just overworking yourself.
I feel like I'm not overworking. I'm just more stressed out, like wanting to catch up to other people, I guess, in a way.
Okay. I feel that. Honestly, I don't know. I want to have words to help you there, but that's something I also just I feel. So I don't know how much I can help you because I'm also struggling with the same thing. Just feeling like kind of inadequate, like not exactly, but at the same time like also inadequate in a way, just because like so far behind all of our peers. Like a lot of people who have real jobs, people like getting married and buying houses and shit, and you're just like, that's cool, I'm still in school. But I don't know, everyone has their own pace and things, right? Like it or not, you gotta do what you can do. Play well with what cards are dealt with you and dealt to you. Not much more you can do other than that. It's the way I've kind of come to see it. Or trying to come to see it, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not trying to disregard your message. Like, but people say, like, you know, everyone goes at their own pace, it's okay and all that. And
Right.
I do agree. I would say the same thing to any other person too. I don't know, just I guess comes down to me where like I'm being pretty hard on myself. Well, I feel like I'm not actually. I feel like I'm being pretty reasonable on that part actually, but it's just hard to accept.
Yeah. Like, no matter how many times you tell yourself that, like, it's still gonna be wishing that you could be better. A little bit, like, but nothing major. Like, definitely still very playable. I do think she'll come back. It's just a matter of how long she actually takes. But then again, it has been a while, and I don't know, maybe it's like an actual like emergency situation.
Have you decided like on a set of games at the moment that you're going to be streaming?
So I definitely want to keep streaming Apex. Like, even though I suck at the game, like, I want to get better at the game.
You do not suck.
In terms of content creators, like, in comparison to them, to those guys, I do suck, but... yeah, I definitely want to get better at Apex. So I definitely want to just keep on playing the game, keep on practicing. Let's see. Hold up one sec. Okay. I didn't bring flint and steel. Oh, never mind, I have gravel. I am saved. Oh my gosh.
Where are you?
I'm on the nether roof, so I thought I trapped myself up here.
I probably could have come rescued you, right?
It would have taken a... Actually, it wouldn't have been too bad. I'm pretty sure I could have come back and gotten my stuff. Actually, yeah, you could have also come and rescued me. So, never mind. We're all good.
Probably would have taken a long time though.
Alright, I'm good. I got my flint. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Apex is definitely something that I want to keep playing. And... definitely want to keep streaming Minecraft. Just because, I mean, I do enjoy the game and we're all playing together. So, definitely going to see this one through. I'm not going to stream Night of the Full Moon. I will keep streaming Ryza. Let me see where this portal leads. Let's see, what else is there? What else have I been playing?
Diablo?
Diablo? So, not gonna be streaming Diablo for now. I'm going to wait until the next season starts. They think that's gonna be... People are saying probably around the start of next month. So, shouldn't be too long now. Once the next season starts, I'll definitely be streaming more of it. Also, do you have the coordinates to our base? Do you happen to have them? Or somewhere close by?
Picture, actually. So, oh, yes, okay. I'll type it in.
Oh, yes sir. -190, -306. Okay.
Wait, how far are you for this portal?
It's not too far. -306, so like 400 blocks? Not too far at all. I will have to make probably an ice road, because we do have a bunch of ice. Oh yeah, not far at all. So yeah, once new season hits, I'll stream Diablo. Probably not going to be streaming too much of like Remnant. Unless you want to play together, I'll be down for that, but I figured like with Apex, that's enough like FPS content.
I mean, we're pretty much done with Remnant. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're pretty much done with it.
Mhm.
I think I'm kind of finished with it for a while.
Yeah, that makes sense. We've been playing a lot of it, and you've been screwed over by Remnant many times.
I'm pretty happy with our latest accomplishment.
Yeah. 17 bosses. Very, very solid. What else have I been playing? Let me pull up my list of thumbnails that I have. Let's see, Apex. Not gonna be streaming Dragon's Dogma. Not gonna get copyright stuff. Not even gonna bother worrying about that, like, absolutely avoid. Yeah, so that's most of the... that's actually all the games that we've covered. I might keep streaming Hollow Knight. If I keep doing, like, Pantheon stuff. Because I think there's one more after that. So...
Oh, sorry. Go on.
yeah, I might just keep streaming that. And I don't know, maybe I'll look into some of the Hollow Knight mods. Because I do know that there's a lot of different mods out there. Yeah. I was also thinking about starting up a Pokemon series. I feel like a lot of people would enjoy that, so... yeah, maybe I'll do that.
ROM hack, or are you doing like just the original?
I'm not too sure. I don't know how... like... am I allowed to stream ROM hacks? I'll have to look into that. I don't know, like, the legality around all of that. So, I'll definitely have to look through and see. But I'm pretty sure just streaming regular, like, official Pokemon games is perfectly fine.
A little surprising considering like Nintendo.
Uh-huh. I think so as well. But, I know other games you can run into issues. Like other Nintendo games, but... I don't know, it feels like I've seen a lot of people stream Pokemon.
Personally, I think, I mean, obviously, like you said, you have to double check, but personally, I feel like ROM hacks, it's more like lenient and easier, just because they're kind of made by, you know, small people and everything, so they're probably more understanding.
That is true. I don't know, I guess we'll see.
I actually decided to start playing Emerald yesterday.
Ooh, uh-huh.
I just really like Hoenn, and I kind of miss it.
I approve. I always approve of playing Pokemon games. I'm sorry we never got to play the ROM hack that you wanted to play.
Oh no, that was Sarah actually.
Oh, that was Sarah's idea?
I'm not too surprised when she like kind of suggested it.
And then...
Sarah's always busy. Oh, but like, let's say you finish Atelier, is that how it's pronounced? Let's say you finish that, like, are you planning to replace it with something else, or like... Actually, no, that's not the right question I was trying to ask.
Okay.
What I meant was, with the games that you're playing now, are you trying to finish the ones that you can finish, or are you planning to like put in other games and you're gonna juggle them around? So you have a set schedule.
I do want to finish the games that I am playing. As far as the ones I'm continuing with, like Dragon's Dogma, obviously I'm not going to finish, but like Ryza, I do want to finish that one. Don't plan on dropping. Just cause, like, even from my perspective, I hate it when, or maybe not hate is a strong word, but I find it annoying when, like, people start playing games and then just kind of stop and you just never hear about them again. Like, unless they have a good reason for it. But if I start, like, watching a Let's Play, like, I want to have the ability to watch it through to the end. And so I want to offer that to any future viewers.
I mean, but don't you think it's a little bit. Like, let's say a big YouTuber, he starts it, you know, he gets several millions of views and everything, so he makes a lot more money.
Mhm.
But then, like, you know, at least I've noticed with each episode, the view count goes way down.
Oh.
But then, you know, when you start a new series, people come back interested again.
Right.
So, like, isn't that... Like, I see what you mean, like, I would be pretty irritated too.
Mhm.
At the same time, I feel like I could a little bit understand, because, you know, they're trying to milk all the money they can get, essentially.
Right. I mean, if it's clearly not doing well, then I understand that. Because, like, as you say, like, they need the money. Like, they're doing this for a living. They're doing this to make money, so I don't blame them for that. But I don't know, I guess my problem is when people just, like, there's no real big reason for it, or other than they, like, yeah, like, there's just no big real reason for it, they just kind of stop it. If I, like, actually dislike playing the game, or dislike streaming the game, then that's different, just because, like, I'm not making good content at that point. But if it's like, oh, I just wanted to do something else, then that's when I would be like, yeah, not really a big fan of that. And I don't want to do that to any of my viewers, or any future viewers, and it's not like I dislike playing any of these games. So, for the foreseeable future, I'm not planning on dropping any of these games.
Also, quick side note,
Mhm.
I'm so fucking stupid. So I'm doing some mining right now,
Uh-huh.
and so just imagine, you know, like, all of underground,
Mhm.
and then imagine there's 5 blocks, right? It's 5 blocks wide.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna, from left to right, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mhm.
So I mined, like, I don't know, let's say 100 blocks down on block 1.
Okay.
I skipped 2 and 3, and I mined 4 and 5, 100 blocks down.
Okay.
I come back, I start mining, like, essentially half of 2 and 3, and I realize I don't need to do that, because I can see, you know, on either side of the 1, 4, and 5.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I wasted so much time doing
Oh
this.
no. It's fine though. Sometimes you just get into, like, the, I don't know, the Zen mindset. You're just mining. You're not really thinking. You're just going. Don't even think about what you're doing. It happens. I feel you, Francis.
Yeah, but I'm, like, more irritated just because I'm wasting the diamond axe. I'm trying to get every last bit of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, eventually I'll have the CXP farm up and running, so we'll be able to fix that right back up. Also, I cannot find this ice spikes biome that we went to before.
Oh. Wait, which way did you go?
I followed the ice road to the village and then kept on going from there, but I've not seen it. Maybe I'm just not far enough, but whatever, I'm just going back at this point. It's not a huge deal.
I will come up and help with that.
Nah, it's fine, it's fine. I'm coming back anyway.
Like, helping you out will help me out more.
Making an investment.
Yeah, exactly. You know me now. How are your classes?
Honestly, they're not going too hot. I mean, 2 of them are fine, but those are my easy classes, music theory and oceanography. Like, honestly, expected to be very easy classes, and they are. But, I expected linear algebra to be easy, but my professor is not a very good professor, and he has very strange questions on his test. And his tests are super short. So if you miss one question, your grade is gone.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, did not do so hot on my last test. It was out of 30 points, I missed one question, and I got a 21 out of 30. Next test is coming up tomorrow, actually.
Danny. Not be playing.
Nah, I'm fine. So I don't know if I went the right direction now. Did I go in the wrong direction? Why am I at an ocean?
Wait, are you trying to come back or are you still trying to look for it?
I was supposed to be heading home, but looks like I got turned in the wrong direction. Gotta look at coordinates, and I'm very far away from home.
For the packed ice, do I need a pickaxe or a shovel?
You need a pickaxe, a silk touch pickaxe.
Right. Ah, dang it. I'm gonna waste the axe even more.
Which is why I'm saying it's fine. It's not even that important. It's not like I need it for the farm or anything. I just wanted to make the path to the nether portal a little faster.
And that's very important to me.
It's fine. Alright, time for this long trek, this journey back home. Also, I was thinking up some ideas for like different sorts of stream content, like outside of gaming. And I was like, what skills do I actually have that I can utilize here? And
Oh, you mean like the music video?
maybe like something music related, just other sorts of like live streaming content other than gaming. And I was like, I don't know, like I feel pretty confident with like high school level academic stuff. What if I do like homework help streams where people stop by and ask questions on their homework and shit?
That'd be interesting, but like, wouldn't that be better for later on?
Yeah, I definitely think so too. Like, it would have a lot more meaning when I actually have viewers. But
Or actually, so one of these, or one of the types of videos that I like to watch are the like 3-4 hour videos where it's like study with me, and it's, you know, just a quiet video and them actually studying.
right.
I like to do that from time to time. Kind of rarely, very rarely,
Uh-huh.
because I don't like studying.
Mhm.
I guess if you were to do it, you could do it like that, but since you're using the avatar, it's gonna be a little bit difficult.
Right. And like those study with me videos, it's literally just them studying, right?
Yes, yeah, they're not actually doing anything. I mean, I guess maybe early on you could do that, but just a suggestion.
I don't know, because I kind of wanted to focus on like, I don't know, the educational side of things, academic side of things. Just because that is something that I feel I can reasonably do, at least like to a high school level. And I was also thinking like, I don't see many streams like that. Like I haven't really heard about like homework help streams for the most part. And I mean, I think for pretty obvious reasons, like it's definitely hard to do properly and make it in any sort of like sustainable way, I guess. Because I feel like most people who watch that would be people who have like one question, come in, ask their question, get their answer, and just never come back to the stream again. But at the same time, like if that gets people to come to the channel and look at some of the other stuff that I'm doing, then I don't know, maybe that'll be okay. And since there's such few people doing that kind of stuff, I think it'll be easier to get attention. I don't know though. Just random thought that came to my head.
Wait, so are you trying to make a live stream or like just video content where it's like a music video and you're just posting that?
I wanted to make it live stream. Obviously, as it stands now with no viewers, it's not really gonna go too well, but as far as, I don't know, because there's a lot of like homework help sites out there, and I feel like most people would just end up going to those, but a lot of them are also behind a paywall, like Chegg, what's the other one? I can never remember the name of the other one, but there's like the two big ones, Chegg and whatever else the other one is. The Quizlet? No, that's not right.
I'll be honest, I actually don't use them, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I also don't use them either, just because I know they're behind the paywall. And I know there's a couple of subreddits dedicated to like homework help. So if I like advertise to those subreddits, be like, hey, if you have like high school level questions, like pop into this live stream and come ask me. Like I'll try to help you out in real time. Maybe that'll get some attention. I don't know.
Yeah, because what I was thinking was like you could always get like high school level workbooks
Mm-hmm.
and do like a lesson tutoring kind of thing, like actual school curriculum
Right.
kind of style. But since you said you want a live stream, I was like, oh, that's not gonna work.
I mean, I could also do that because I'm definitely going to have downtime between like people asking questions. So I could definitely still do that.
Did you leave your boat here?
Yeah, I did. Also, I'm back on the ice road.
Oh yeah, I actually passed by it. I saw.
Oh, gotcha. Oh yeah, I forgot I was gonna. Whatever. I don't care about this enough. Making the ice road gravel path switcher, but that's fine.
Got it.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have downtime between people asking questions, so I definitely could still do that kind of stuff. So like when I have downtime, instead of just like sitting there doing whatever, I can, I don't know, work on school curriculum, do something else, like get a, I don't know, AP Calc workbook and just go through some of the stuff in there.
I'm trying to think of what other things you could do live stream.
Mm-hmm.
If Sarah or Kai or any other friend really ends up, you know, wanting to build a PC, I guess you could always live stream that.
Oh, live stream building a PC?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could. I don't think it.
Like other
Mhm.
do it yourself. DIY. There we go.
Gotcha.
DIY for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I could. Yeah, just like as a one-off sort of thing. Not a bad idea.
You should let your viewers choose the next game you play.
Yeah, so I want to do that kind of stuff. But then, it's just you, so... What game do you want me to play, Francis?
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Play the hentai game that you gave me.
No.
Denny. Put a disclaimer and all that stuff.
Nah. Besides, YouTube doesn't even allow that, pretty sure. Pretty sure you cannot live stream any sort of pornographic content.
If you blurred everything out.
Nah, not happening.
If I stream, that's the first thing I'm gonna do. I don't care if I get banned.
You're gonna get banned on your first day, Francis.
Let them try.
Oh, they'll do it.
Yeah, but like, you know, nowadays people kind of get butthurt pretty easily.
Uh-huh.
So maybe people get butthurt on my behalf. Be like, you can't do this to him? What are you doing?
Don't know if it's gonna work out like that, Francis.
Yeah, you're right, no one's gonna come into my streams.
I mean, even if they did, like, there's a difference between, like, companies abusing power and canceling or whatever, and then just clearly breaking their terms of service.
Could we sleep for a second?
Oh, yes sir, one sec. Oh, I forgot I moved the bed from out here. Oh, that was a lot of lag. Alright, in bed.
Sir. Do any of your other friends or people that you know do streams? Like, I remember you said Quan does.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, like, talk to them?
Not really. I don't really talk to Quan anymore. Which is a shame. But I don't know, we just drifted apart. Went very different directions in life, and I mean, just even in high school, like, we stopped talking pretty much, and I don't know, it feels kind of weird to just, like, reconnect.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not like we both didn't try to. Like, there was a time when we, like, talked again. Then, like, he introduced me to the stream and told me that, like, he was streaming and stuff. And, like, yeah, we talked for a little bit, and then kind of just went back to how it was. And I don't know, maybe I should reach out, but he also hasn't reached out to me, so I don't know. I did pop into a stream pretty recently, just to, like, see how he's doing. How a smaller streamer is streaming and everything, taking notes. And he doesn't have, like, the full, like, VTuber avatar, but he does have it's a 2D picture, and, like, it kind of moves around and the mouth moves around when he talks.
Look
So.
at that, then. You're more advanced.
He's the one with viewers, though.
He's been doing it longer though.
Yeah, I do think he's been doing it for a little while. And I did... Actually, I remember, it hasn't been, like, super long. I think it's, like, from last summer. But, I noticed that he pretty much immediately went from brand new account to, like, Twitch partner. So I'm assuming that he had a whole bunch of, like, friends and connections that all jumped into the stream very early and got him that initial, like, I don't know, like, viewer count, initial exposure. And so he's been able to build off of that.
That's what my some of my VCU friends did.
Mhm.
So like, even though they just started out, they already had like 12, 15 viewers.
Mhm.
But they kind of gave up quickly just because they like playing games, but live streaming it became more of a job, and like just kind of took away the fun
Right.
from gaming.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know a lot of people who feel that way about live streaming. So definitely understand that. I don't think it's something that I personally feel though. Because I mean, I definitely understand, like, live streaming is a lot of work to get everything ready. If you want to do it, like, I don't know, semi-professionally. Like, in any sort of context of wanting to succeed with it. But I don't know, I just genuinely enjoy doing this stuff. And it's genuinely been like some of the most fun and interesting time that I've had in recent memory. Like, especially with COVID, lockdown and everything. Like, I just feel like I'm doing so much more with all of my days, and all of my days are so much more meaningful now. So I enjoy what I'm doing. And I've said before, but honestly, even if I stay at 1 or 2 viewers for, I don't know, months, like, I'm not too worked up over that. I'm still gonna keep doing it.
That makes me happy. Like, you know, I want my friends to do well and everything.
Mhm.
But for me, I think more. People think, you know, pessimistically, but I like to think I'm more realistic.
Mhm.
I'm just afraid, like, you know, long term in a couple months, you're gonna get kind of burnt out if like nothing changes.
Gotcha. I mean, will I be sad if, like, nothing changes after a couple months? Probably, just because, I mean, I am putting in a lot of work to try to get it to change. But I definitely don't think it's something that I'm going to stop doing. Yeah. And oh, what's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just realized the deadline's coming up soon.
Mm-hmm. And it's coming up real quick. So
Ready for it and everything?
I mean, I don't have everything ready for it, but I have been revising my answers to the questions a whole bunch, and then I need to make a 5-minute self-introduction video. So I was actually planning on starting that this week. I mean, I kind of have to, but
You have to show your actual face?
no, you don't have to.
Kind of weird, I guess. Like, I mean, I don't know, like, if you, when you, or, hold on, let me rephrase.
Okay.
If you do get accepted, like,
Not gonna happen,
do
but
they hire you and, like, they don't require to see you at all? And so, like, you know, just, I guess I'm not used to the fact, like, you could possibly get hired and they don't ever see you.
yeah, I mean, that's definitely different, but what's it called? There's almost certainly multiple rounds to the, like, application process. Like, this is just the initial application. Once they have, like, a pool of people that they like, I know that they do a whole bunch of, like, interviews and stuff as far as, like, the Japanese side goes. So I'm sure the same thing will happen in the English side. And so yeah, I'm sure there'll be Discord calls or whatever, video chats, where you have to talk to them face to face. Oh man. I wanted to build the farm in this direction, but leaves the biome, of course.
What do you mean leaves the biome?
Oh crap, I'm dead.
Oh. Wait, all the experience. I
Yeah,
hate that.
experience is gone.
Oh, dang it.
What was I saying?
Leave the biome something.
Oh, right. So the farm has to be built in the nether waste biome. But it also has to be built like a certain distance away from everything else, like from your nether portal and stuff.
Oh.
So I started building outwards, and then I didn't check it beforehand. It was too far out. It left the nether waste biome. So I have to build it in the opposite direction.
So how do you know if it's like too far or too close?
So monsters do not spawn within 24 blocks of any player. Unless there's like a spawner. So, I basically want to make it so the nether portal is like where you, roughly where you sit. And then, the farm will be out like 24 blocks from there, 25 blocks. Also, did you actually go to get the ice, Francis?
I'm actually here now.
Oh my gosh. It's honestly not a big deal. It's not that far away.
Nah. Anything to make your life easier, Danny.
I love you, Francis, but sometimes I also hate you.
No, feelings mutual. Or the cute girls in your class.
Uh-huh.
What?
I totally forgot that I talked to you about them.
Oh.
I forgot that that was a thing. Uh-huh. Nothing's happened with them. If that's what you want to know.
Can we sleep first? Or wait, you can't sleep, can you?
No, I cannot. I am in the nether. Hold on one sec. Are you in bed?
I just was, but somehow it became daytime all of a sudden.
Oh. Actually, yeah, because I'm in a different dimension in the nether. I think it's okay. I think it works.
That's so convenient. Let's say I was like really rich,
Mhm.
and I decided like I wanted to buy you a gaming setup, like best of the best. Would you accept that?
That's a tough one. How rich are we talking about here?
I'll just say 6 figures.
6 figures?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'd still feel pretty bad about it.
I mean, you'll have no choice because I'm just gonna drop it off and run away. But, what if I dropped off a car?
No, I'm driving that right back to you.
Okay, so I'll take some precautions, ahead of time. Make sure you can't do that. Good to know. But like, let's say I actually did do that,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't gonna take it back no matter what. I was like, it's yours, you can do whatever you want with it.
You're still on the 6-figure salary?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I don't know, part of me wants to say that I would just like donate the car or something, because if I use that, then it would be like, I don't know. It would be as if I'm saying, okay, fine, and allowing it to happen. And that'll set a precedent for you to just keep on doing that.
But you know me, Denny. It can be pretty frustratingly stubborn.
Like, yes, that's true. As far as like trying to, I don't know, trying to prove a point. I don't know if I would put it in that way, but like,
Oh wait, what do you mean?
I don't know if I would call it frustratingly stubborn, but
Well, what do you call it?
mm,
You can be, you know, as brutally honest as you want. I'm not gonna be offended or anything.
sorry, I was counting. What would I call it? You know, I'm not too sure now. Maybe I would call it frustratingly stubborn. Oops. Yeah, you know what? I'll just go with that. Frustratingly stubborn.
Thanks, Denny.
You're welcome, Princess. But it's never about anything bad. Like, I've never seen you be stubborn about, like, I don't know, like not accepting criticism or anything like that. It's always just, I'm going to do something for you, or I'm going to, it always seems to be about something nice. So I don't think it's a bad trait to have.
I don't know. I feel like, at least in high school, it used to be about that. I was too stubborn. And,
Oh.
You and I cannot speak or think.
No, not at all.
I used to be, you know, stubborn in a bad way.
Mm.
Back in high school. And I still kind of am, to be honest. That is one quality I like to work on.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're at least thinking about making changes. I mean, as far as it's been with me and what I've experienced with you, it's never been anything bad. I actually just cannot do anything today, holy crap.
Oh, you having trouble with the farm?
No, I'm just having trouble with thinking, getting my brain cell, my singular brain cell. I used to have two, but now I'm doubting that.
I don't know, yeah, I'm kind of out of it tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, something's just not clicking today.
Let's say, COVID was gonna end next week.
Hmm.
Would you have any ideas or plans like you would want to do finally being able to go out and everything?
Meet up with friends like you and Kai, and just have time together to do whatever. If you guys are willing, of course. But yeah, I definitely want to meet up with friends. That'll definitely be top on the priority. As far as like any other sorts of activities go, I don't really think so. Like, not really too much I've been missing.
Oh, what about rock climbing?
Oh. I mean, yes, I very much do enjoy rock climbing, but at the same time, like even before COVID, it's been quite a bit since I've been rock climbing. Just because I don't have like any of the equipment to go like actually rock climbing, and then the rock climbing gyms are all just so expensive. So yeah, can't say that would be like something that I immediately do or get done, just because I mean it's been a while since I've done it, even before COVID. If it were cheaper, I would definitely do it a lot more.
Do you know how much like total inventory space we can hold?
I actually don't. I have no idea. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 36 stacks. So whatever 36 times 64 is technically a maximum, I think.
Is that counting the hotkeys?
Yes, that is counting hotkeys. If you go to the end, you can get a shulker box. You can get many shulker boxes. That lets you carry a lot more.
Really?
So shulker boxes have the same capacity as a regular chest, but you can mine them and pick them up basically.
Oh, but it's 2304.
2304. Okay. Also forgot what level magma blocks spawn most in. Gotta go check that.
So I've been reading this webtoon. It's called Tower of God. I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
I feel like I've heard the name before, but I don't think I've read it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was always interested in it, at least the anime, because that came out, I think, last year. I just never really got around to it.
Gotcha.
So I finally recently watched the anime like last week. I actually enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, okay.
Turned out that Sarah actually also, I mean, she doesn't really watch anime, she prefers reading manga. And just reading everything, webtoon manga.
Gotcha.
And so she was reading it, or she already read it, she's caught up. 1 second, it's getting nighttime again. Oh wait, I don't need to wait for you.
Yes, sir.
So the webtoon isn't actually very far, it's like only 3 seasons. I think it's because like the author, like he has an illness or something, so he can't do it as often. So she's already caught up with him and everything. But Tower of God, surprisingly, like the anime was good. I didn't really think I would like the webtoon as much either. But it is a lot better than I expected. And yeah, I just enjoyed it a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have too much experience with webtoons. There is one that I read, Solo Leveling. I've been enjoying that one a lot. It's definitely not to everyone's taste. I think you also said at one point that you're not like a huge fan of like super overpowered protagonists. Because I think you said like something along the lines of like they're so OP already, like what do they do?
Oh yeah, I guess kind of reminds me of One Punch Man then.
I mean, this one's definitely a little bit different from that, because the main character starts off like weakest of the weak, but then like events happen and they get a lot stronger, and they get like super OP. But I do think the game does a pretty good job of the webtoons does a pretty good job of, like, even though the main character is super OP, he still goes through like challenges and stuff. And I don't know, I've been really enjoying solo leveling.
Wait, so like, how is that different, I guess, from any other anime with a protagonist? Like, wouldn't they do the same thing where, you know, they start weak, level up and everything, get stronger, and then like at the end become super OP?
So I guess what actually, yeah, I guess you're right there. I don't know, his power-up seems very sudden. Like, he suddenly comes into a whole bunch of power, and like, sure, he doesn't know how to like use it properly, and part of it is like learning how to use it properly, but still, actually, hold up, delete this. Yeah, no, I guess that's kind of just my bias speaking, because like where he currently is, like, he feels like super OP, but no, he definitely he like has his training arcs and he levels up, he powers up. So yeah, like you say, it's pretty similar to most other anime.
I think I know what you're trying to say is, there's this other anime and webtoon called God of High School.
Mm-hmm.
So that one, if you only watch the anime, it's very confusing, and it's actually exactly how you describe it. Oh, and I think I passed the village. It's exactly how you describe it as, where like the main character, even every other like side support characters, like everyone just levels up randomly all of a sudden.
Gotcha.
And it just turns out because like the studio, they only had a 12 episode count or 13.
Oh.
Rather than like the typical 22, something like that. So like in the manga, it actually gives all the backstory and the training for like how they got their powers. But like literally in the anime, it goes from one event to like the final event kind of thing, and they become strong all of a sudden. And it's like literally actually out of nowhere, and you're like, whoa, how did this happen? When
Gotcha.
did this happen?
So yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, but now that I like actually look back on it, it's not like that at all.
Okay.
Like, he definitely has his training arcs and stuff. Definitely struggles through and levels up somewhat properly.
I think I'm gonna have to come back the hard way.
Come back the hard way. You lost the village.
Yeah. But good news, I have 2048 pack dice.
Jeez. Okay. I'm glad we have ice to spare. So you know I call it the main entrance of our base. The entrance that like leads out to the pumpkin farms and the horses and stuff.
Oh yes, yeah.
So basically, if you just keep going in that direction, you'll eventually get to the nether portal.
Oh, so like towards the hole?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, never mind, I found the village.
Cool.
Just go back. Though I have to throw away my boat so I can get more pack dice.
Francis, we don't need that much.
I actually threw away a lot of tools, so...
Oh, right.
They're all iron stuff, so it's not too bad.
Okay, yeah. That's fine, since we have a iron farm now. Still though, Francis.
I mean, it's too, like, tedious coming back.
Yeah, that is true though. It is pretty far away.
Actually, you left your boat here. I can just take
Oh,
this.
there you go. See, foresight. I left it there for a reason. Maybe Kai really isn't coming back.
I should have bet money on this.
I'm not gonna lie, I lost track of all of our bets.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I did the same thing with Jenny.
Uh-huh.
I just like to make bets a lot for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
We just have too many that we kind of lost track to.
Yeah. Like, there's a whole bunch of like $5 and $10 bets, and then hamburgers, and who knows what else.
I mean, then again, most of those bets are just, you know, me paying you, you not paying me.
Actually, yeah, I guess so, but still. Some of them are definitely me paying you. I just don't remember what all of them were. Just know that you'll be getting plenty of burgers once I'm famous.
When you're famous, I'm gonna ask to hang out with you like literally every day. Just so like you're always paying.
Alright, I'm fine with that. Because I know I'll never be famous. Not to say I'm not gonna try, but the chances of it actually happening are way too low to ever actually count on it.
I don't think so. Besides like doing a paper response, not paper response, but like the short answer essays,
Mhm.
Is there anything like else that you have to do for the streams? The application?
So you just have to answer the questions and make an introduction video. So there's nothing like big for the application itself. I mean, of course, it's still something that you should put a lot of time into and stuff, but it's not like I have to like, I don't know, record a song for them or anything like that.
Okay. And then you just like provide whatever link or platform you use for all your videos?
Mm-hmm. Just provide them with the information regarding, yeah, like your stuff.
Also, side note,
Mhm.
for your nether portal, is it like past a snow biome?
Yes, it is.
It's in a forest?
Yes, it should be in a forest. And there should be a big tower. Netherite.
Oh.
Or nether,
That looks like dirt from a distance.
oh. I actually forgot what it's called. Nether rack. There we go.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I got the direction right before doing the ice.
Yes, sir.
For this, we don't have to worry about like soul sand or anything, right?
No, we do not. Just because I don't... Honestly, I don't feel like making Hoglin or Piglin bartering setup. Takes a lot of time to get lucky and get the soul speed enchantments. Also, I've been so sidetracked. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make the farm, but then I was, oh, gotta get ice. And then I ended up not getting ice, but thank you for that, Francis. And then, like, oh, I need to grab some of these building materials. Went down to the mine, came back. It's like, oh, I need to grab magma blocks, but then in order to grab magma blocks, I need to make potions of fire resistance, but then I have to go hunt magma cubes. Then I was like, that's way too much work. I'll just go mine it normally. But then I was like, oh, I'm out of space. I should make ender chests. And so now I'm getting obsidian.
I mean, in your defense, you're kind of doing a lot.
I don't know, I feel like I'm getting way super sidetracked when I could have just done it. Just gotta do the thing, you know?
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, I realize this can take a lot longer than I thought. I have to shift walk all the way back.
That's why I said it's not worth it, Francis. It's not that far away.
Plenty far, Denny.
It's like a couple hundred blocks.
Should have brought more torches. Damn it. Are you in the nether right now?
No, I'm in the overworld. You need to
Are you
sleep?
near a bed? Yeah, yes please.
Alright, let me know when it's daytime.
Oh, it's daytime.
Okay.
Oh man,
Alright.
I have to poop.
Just go then.
Too lazy, I'll hold it till I actually leave.
And when are you gonna leave, friends?
What time is it?
10:40.
I'll leave at... Okay, I'll leave after I finish this whole ice path.
Okay.
So once I get the ice path and actually set the stone fence thingy majig,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll call it there then.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Wait, can I hold my poop that long actually?
Oh, I found your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tunnel, Francis.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tunnel.
Mm-hmm. The one that you were digging out, and then you...
Are you trying to mine some more?
I was grabbing some obsidian, and now I'm on the way back. It's a nice, wide open tunnel. It's very aesthetically pleasing.
That's what I was thinking. It looked nice at first, but I was like, it's not worth wasting the diamond pickaxe for that.
Maybe I'll try making a tunnel bore.
What's that?
It's a redstone thing where it makes use of it's a glitch in the game, but basically you can duplicate TNT. So the tunnel bore, it shoots off TNT and then moves forward, shoots off another TNT, moves forward, on and on. So it just it can dig its own holes.
That does sound nice and convenient.
Mhm.
I'm just not a big fan of TNT in general, just because, like, when it explodes, it's kind of messy.
Yeah. But with the tunnel bore, since it's all like underground, and the TNT only explodes like one stone block around it, I guess. It's actually not that messy. Like the tunnels are actually clean. But I know what you mean. Oh, hello, Francis. Actually, I'm going that way too.
Oh, no, you go in front.
Actually, no, I should mine the magma blocks first. So never mind. I'm going into the nether from the pit.
Are you okay?
It's a good question.
Kind of all over the place, actually. I thought you were kind of, just joking, but no.
No, like my brain is definitely not functioning properly today. It's fine though. I'll survive. We have to drop off the ender chest.
Oh my goodness. Maybe you should sleep early, actually.
It's fine. Oh, this is one of my favorite sounds in Minecraft, though. Instant mining magma blocks. It's so satisfying.
Really? listen to that.
If you hop into the stream real quick, you can hear it.
Ooh, smart. Yes. Oh man, I have to log in.
Oh. I mean, if it's a bunch of work, you don't have to.
Too late, I'm doing it.
Alright, alright. Let me know when you get here.
Almost there. Okay.
Okay, first off, can you hear these blocks breaking?
Oh wait, I'm gonna have to mute one of you.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, I can hear myself, oh no.
Let me also turn off the music.
Ooh, that is nice.
It just keeps going.
Ugh, I cannot listen to myself.
It's one of my favorite sounds in Minecraft. Probably my favorite sound, period, in Minecraft.
How much did you upgrade for it to be that fast though?
This is efficiency 4.
Oh jeez. That's highest? No?
5 is the highest.
I thought for some of those upgrades, like, it only allowed you to go to 4 for some reason.
I don't think there's anything that limits to 4. There's stuff that limits to, like, 3. And stuff that limits to 1. Ooh. Ancient debris, and I got 2 of them. These are pretty rare. So let me turn the music back on for the stream. 2 more and I can make something netherite. Should probably go with a pickaxe. Also, I've been getting so lucky mining this magma blocks. There's usually lava around. I haven't seen anything.
Well, you do have lucky RNG all the time.
Yeah, that is true. I do get very lucky very often, as far as this RNG goes. I wouldn't call it very lucky. I think we've talked about it before, but it's like moderately lucky very often. Never like super lucky. When I was farming for my survival world, I got definitely very unlucky as far as lava goes. But I also had potions of fire resistance, so didn't matter.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
You're good. Casual gas floating around somewhere. My pickaxe is about to break. Pickaxes break so quickly in Nether because everything insta-mines. Not everything, but the netherrack and the magma blocks insta-mine. Absolutely eats through all durability.
Doesn't everything, like, also, or not everything, but almost everything in the overworld also, like, insta-mine?
So only time things insta-mine in overworld is if you have, what's it called? Efficiency 5 and a beacon. It's the only time you can I'm such a dumbo. I forgot to bring a silk touch pickaxe.
One mine.
That's good. I just have to use another Eye of Ender to make the Ender chests again. if you have efficiency 5 or efficiency 4 shovel, I think you can insta-mine dirt that is not grass, like just plain dirt.
That's weird.
But as far as stone goes, if you want to insta-mine stone, you have to have a beacon and efficiency 5. And since there's usually more stuff around in the overworld, like coal and that kind of stuff, it's just generally a little slower.
Flying is actually pretty difficult in real life.
Mhm.
Last week when it was pretty warm, we decided to do a lot of gardening. We had to do a lot of shoveling, and there's just stones all the time.
Yeah.
You always have to like dig around them.
Yep. I know what you mean. Back when I was in, I mean, granted this was a long time ago, but like elementary school, middle school, we lived in a bigger house, and it had like big, one sec.
Bless you.
Thank you. Had like big, super big yard and like garden out front, like to the side of the house and stuff. And would help my mom like with gardening and stuff and yard work. And granted, it was like a long time ago, but definitely was not fun, especially shoveling, because as you say, there's always like rocks and stuff.
For some reason, when you said like, or when you started your story with elementary and middle school,
Uh-huh.
I thought you were gonna be like, my parents made me shovel all the time. I was like, oh my god, that's like actual child labor. I was a little worried.
No. It's okay. We're all good. I'm not being forced into child labor or anything. I was not being forced into child labor. I was a good kid who wanted to help out their parents.
Did you get paid for doing chores?
Never really had like an allowance or paid to do chores, but I don't know. For the most part, my parents were pretty okay with like getting me like reasonable stuff that I wanted. When it came to games, not really, but like anything else. Like if I was interested in like this or this hobby, or if I like wanted this or this snack, they were usually pretty good about just like buying me that. So I never really like suffered from not having an allowance.
Yep, it's pretty simple.
I should breed up these villagers down here.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying I should breed up these villagers so we have more people to trade with.
Later, I might have to, what do you call it, like kind of separate them. Just so, like, when I was trying to trade with them, I found it really difficult to find the person I actually wanted to trade with.
Ah, gotcha.
But then I realized, oh, farmer's so easy to actually tell out of the crowd.
He's the only one that's different.
Oh, I did not build this ice path correctly. Damn it.
What happened?
I kind of wanted it, you know, directly coming out of the base at least. I am way off to the left.
That's fine. A time save is a time save.
Let me do it for you.
Francis, you better fucking not. Francis, you gotta go poop.
Don't remind me, I forgot, man. Oh, whoops. Oh, I'm not even anywhere close. Never mind.
Also, if you need to sleep, let me know.
Yeah, I'm actually just running back right now.
Gotcha.
I got shot off.
Oh. Oh, there you are. I mean, how far off were you then?
Kinda. It's probably closer to the iron farm, to be honest.
No, that's not far at all. That's perfectly fine. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I wanted directly, at least within 3 blocks from the entrance here.
I'll be pretty impressed if you got that accuracy.
Just make it
Francis, I swear to God.
good on the
Alright, I'm chilling in bed. It's rain and bread. I just made it rain bread on the villagers.
Oh.
Oh. A zombie picked up one of your packed dice.
That's okay. I have plenty.
Yeah, I just saw the chest. We have so much packed dice. Man, every time I use my farm, I'm so disappointed in myself.
Wait, why?
Because it sucks so bad.
What? How?
It doesn't do like half the stuff that it leaves behind so many stuff, and the collection is so bad. It's depressing.
Is there any way for you to improve it?
I mean, yeah, but I'm also just too lazy to do it.
You're too lazy to take on a project, even though you're doing other projects?
Yes, exactly.
Interesting. If you did have to change it, like, would you have to, like, actually tear down the whole thing?
I think so. I don't think this design is gonna work at all.
Oh, then okay, I understand.
I'm glad you get me, Francis. Oh no, I messed up the order. That's fine, it's not actually a problem. Just gonna bother the OCD. Actually, I joke around about that, but I don't have OCD. I shouldn't make that kind of joke. I know people who actually suffer from OCD.
Oh, wait, what the heck?
What's up?
This is actually... Okay, I guess because I was so far away, it looked like I would be off, but this is a lot closer or more accurate than I thought.
Oh. Did you actually get it within like a couple blocks?
I think so, actually.
Oh.
This distance looks like it's within 3 blocks of the door.
Let's go, Francis. Congratulations, sir.
To be honest, I actually don't know why I didn't even start from this direction. I don't know why I started from the portal.
Actually, yeah. I think you're exactly 3 blocks from the door.
Wow, such luck.
Nah, all skill.
Man, lucky with useless things. What's the other item that I need for like that fence thing? What is it called?
Oh, cobblestone wall. Oop. I had too many chickens in one block. I was killing them on accident. I think we have extra cobblestone walls in one of our chests somewhere, so you shouldn't have to make them. Stupid chickens, man.
Wait, why?
There's just so many of them. And just hearing their little feet pitter patter on the stones.
Oh, I disabled all friendly sounds. I forgot.
I'm gonna keep them enabled just for this. It's just so silly. Such a silly sound. We have so much chicken. Oh my gosh. Oh, did you kill some chickens?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
Do fences not achieve the same thing as the cobblestone wall?
I don't know, actually. But I remember seeing it with a cobblestone wall. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. So, I just used the cobblestone wall. I'm pretty sure we have extras.
Not sure if it's enough. 64. 28.
I mean, even if we don't have enough, like, I feel like cobblestone is a lot cheaper than wood.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Alright, alright. I'm glad I'm not dumb for not understanding that one.
Yeah, don't worry.
So, you know what, I was thinking, like, no, I'd probably never get drunk. But then I watched someone, drunk stream the other day, and it was so entertaining.
Oh, interesting.
It's like, what if I do a drunk stream?
But you've never actually been drunk, have you?
No, I have not. So I don't know how it'll actually go, so I would definitely have to, test things out beforehand.
I'm curious what kind of drunk you would be.
Me too. I have no idea.
I'm gonna tell Sarah about this potential plan. She would approve very much.
I mean, if I'm gonna get drunk for the first time, I want it to be around friends, so I'm okay with that.
You could live stream and just keep it private.
Maybe.
More shift walking.
Fishing rod. Where is the fishing rod?
Is fishing a lot more effective than like jumping in bed? Wait, what are you using fishing rod for actually? Oh, that's not yours.
Just for pulling this, minecart away from the zombie. Of course it broke. I mean, there's other ways of doing it, but this one just, it works, it's easy. So, this is what I use. Something that I thought of and figured out on my own, so I'm proud of it.
So smart. Boy, genius.
I wish.
Do you actually wish to be a genius?
Depends on what kind of genius. Like how we got there, but yeah, sometimes I definitely do. Like recently I've been getting into, man, I almost died from that zombie right there. Been getting back into a guy called Jacob Collier. I don't know if you've heard about him.
I don't think so.
A lot of people, or maybe not a lot of people, but some people are calling him like modern day Mozart. or he's like a super child prodigy who's incredibly knowledgeable on music and music theory, and uses it in a way that a lot of other people no one's really done before. And like he's reviving like super obscure music theory stuff called negative harmony, and he can play like 50 billion different instruments, and not just like he knows how to play them, but like he can legitimately play them, and it sounds like it's someone who's played that instrument for like their entire lives. Because like, I don't know, like I am workable, or I used to be workable on like the flute, but you can definitely tell my flute playing apart from someone who's been playing flute since like elementary school or whatever. But for him, it's like all the instruments that he knows how to play, he can play at like a super proficient level. And I don't know, he has so many talents and gifts and skills. I think he also has like, he definitely has perfect pitch, and I think he also has like perfect rhythm, where he can like identify any sorts of rhythms, and he can also like play any sorts of rhythms, like to an insane degree. Like difference between, like he can tell differences between like 30-second note timings, and he can also, like his perfect pitch is so sharp, like so good, that he can tell like differences between like, I think he said quarter tones or eighth tones. So instead of like the distance between a C and a C sharp, it's like a quarter of that distance. And so a lot of his music also works in, they're called microtones. So normally you would consider, oh, like 10 cents sharp in band class. Panoff would always be like, hey, you're 10 cents sharp or whatever, like fix that. But no, like he uses that in his music to make it like have a certain feel, and it's ridiculous. He's actually a genius. And it's not just like music theory or anything. Like, of course he has the music theory and the playing aspect, but he also like produces his own music and does all the mixing and mastering as well. And he has like YouTube videos where he goes over like what he did and how he did it and why he did it. And the guy's absolutely insane. So when I think about people like that, I'm like, yeah, you know, it would be nice to be a genius.
How old is he?
I think he's 26.
Okay.
And
I said boy at first. I was like, oh dang.
like as a boy, like he was definitely a child prodigy.
Gotcha.
And he's recently been starting to get a lot of like mainstream popularity as well. Yeah, he's 26 years old. He has, let's see here. Let's see, Wikipedia doesn't list. He has a number of Grammys, and for the first, he's released 4 albums so far, and every single album has won a Grammy. And he has 5 Grammy winning things and 2 nominees.
I'll be finished in like 10 minutes. Apparently for the Grammys, like there's been more controversy around that now.
Yeah, I've heard that things are definitely a little weird around there.
I mean,
But-
not to say like it's not impressive stuff, but
Mhm.
just random thought.
Yeah. Mhm.
This ice path goes directly over the hole, the mining hole.
Uh-huh.
So we might be kind of fucked if we fall off. I don't know if we take fall damage if you're in a boat though.
I don't think you do actually.
Oh, okay. Still, it's gonna be a pain in the ass.
It's gonna be annoying, yeah, but that's fine. Just don't fall. Easy.
I will build a glass barrier eventually.
Eventually. Okay. If that's what floats your boat. That's what keeps your boat on the ice path.
So have you been following this guy since like he was a child?
No. Got into him relatively recently. Maybe like a year ago. And I haven't been like a super close follower. Like I know he has a very, very dedicated fan base. So not like super following him or anything like that, but I've known about him for a while, I guess.
Also, I'm not sure if you saw Kai's messages.
Oh. Are y'all still alive? I got cut off talking about D&D, I'm sorry.
And Kai, if Kai does come, because I'm about to leave soon actually, so
Uh-huh.
I'll be like, oh no.
You join.
Did I interrupt something?
Hello.
No. Don't worry.
Or just stop talking the second I entered. You know how that makes me feel?
No, like, Danny and I kind of bet something. I'll tell you about it after it's happened.
I mean, it's already happened at this point.
But it hasn't happened yet, has it?
Wait, what are you talking? We might be thinking about different things.
Tell it to
Yeah.
my face, Francis.
No, because if I tell you, it's not gonna happen.
Tell it to my face.
Oh, I'm actually about to leave soon.
Come at me, bro.
Oh, actually, I see what you mean, Francis. Okay.
What? It's like a situation where you walk into the room and then everyone just stops talking.
It's nothing bad, I promise you that. I can absolutely swear on my life, it's nothing bad, I promise.
Bad is a subjective word.
Okay, I just finished the ice path actually.
You finished the walls too, Francis?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm
Francis
outta here.
Francis said he would leave. Literally as soon as he was done with that.
Because I joined. Got it.
Okay, that's what we bet. Danny and I bet on.
What did you bet on? What do you mean?
I was just talking about how, like, it's kind of bad timing you came in, because I was about to be finished with this project, and I'm about to go sleep, actually.
Because he hates me.
I'll stay a little bit longer for Kai now.
You don't have to stay. It's fine. I get it.
No, I will. I must. How was D&D, though?
It's been good. I was just talking to one of the DMs, after he was talking to someone else, that we basically are really bad at communication, like, with our characters are really bad at communication.
Mhm.
And he was just like, you guys literally don't know why you guys are even together still. And you have no idea what everyone's backstories are, like, you guys don't know anything about each other, and you've been together for 3 months. And I'm like, yep.
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 Also,
that's
Francis
us.
just falling out of the sky right in front of my face. Hello.
Oh. Hey baby, did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
No, I came from hell.
Oh, that means you're hot then, ayo.
Heyo.
That backfired.
JK though, Francis just fell like 10 blocks from the sky.
10 blocks straight into your heart.
He was already there.
Kai, have you heard of, I don't know when it was announced or anything, but I just saw a trailer like 2 hours ago where there's like a D&D video game coming out.
You know the name of what you saw?
Yeah, something like that. It's called D&D Dark Alliance.
Oh, let me Google it.
I haven't seen the gameplay yet or anything, but I mean, I only saw like 10 seconds. It looks kind of interesting, so I was thinking about it.
What is this about? Co-op. Oh. What is an ARPG?
Action RPG.
So like RPG, but also fighting.
Yes. Basically.
Ah, this is by Dungeons and
I thought you and Denny might be interested because you guys actually do it, so I just wanted to share it with both of you.
I mean, I don't actually do it.
You could let me DM for you and respond to the people for a one shot. I DM for the first time. I'm looking to gain more experience.
How did that go, by the way?
I was shaking at the end. And they managed to get like the worst ending. Like literally, there was no happy ending. I will put as a background. Like there was no happy ending, but literally everyone died or got arrested.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, and essentially one empire fell, and then the other empire entered the hands of corruption.
So your usual Tuesday night?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
And are you streaming right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I won't say the other parts about my current campaigns, which are both in very similar and really weird situations. but
Okay.
It's a cusping on those on the type of audience you want potentially on here. So I'm not gonna stop it there. But
Understood.
yeah, a whole cluster. This past week is a little wild because I DM'd not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before,
Mhm.
and then two other people who are occasional DMs finished their one shot, which it was part 2 of their one shot, and we finished that on Thursday, and then we had our usual session on Sunday, and so it was just like 3 different things.
Right.
Actually, it'll be 4 different things in the span of 2 weeks.
just a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, just a bit. Hey Francis, would you ever play D&D?
Yes, I've seen people play like, you know, in the TV shows and everything. So I became kind of interested in it. But I didn't realize like you actually needed people to play with.
Like a group?
Yes,
Did they not do that in the TV shows?
they did. I just thought it was also something you play alone.
I mean, technically you can, but it becomes a little more like like storytelling with yourself.
Okay.
But that's possible, and they even have like 2-player things that you can do, where it's just someone playing the DM or the GM, the person who runs the story, and then someone playing the player. But it's just kind of a one-on-one thing.
1 second, I'll be back in like 5 minutes, but I do have some follow-up questions for D&D.
Heck yeah! I'm all about this. Okay, so Zinnie, hear me out. So. I forgot what I was gonna say.
You wanna...
Oh, right. For DMing, because I'm going on about this D&D thing, that's where my mind is at right now. Like, there's like campaigns, right? Those are really long, and then there's like one-shots, which are shorter.
Right.
Which can be, it's like one-shot just means it's like a small occurrence, so it could be like literally one day or multiple times. But, you know, I'm starting with one-shots because I am small brain. I actually did make the first one with the help of Zach. But I'm looking also, they have like modules online that you can use.
Oh, okay.
and there's a couple of modules for basically everyone is goblin.
Everyone is goblin.
Everyone is goblin.
Sounds like a good time.
It's a story where everyone is goblin, which I think is hilarious.
I think that would be amazing.
And like, I feel like that's like a, especially if it's like a simple thing. It's, you know, gets you into the, you have to roleplay as a goblin.
Mm-hmm.
You have to fight as a goblin.
Right.
So I was looking at the modules online because I kind of want experience on just the DMing part itself.
Right.
And I like writing stuff too, but I get pickier when I'm writing things out. So I think it'd be fun to do goblin adventures online, or what I was thinking, everyone is cat.
Everyone is cat.
Everyone is cat.
Okay. Like just regular old cats, or
Yeah, why not? I can make stats for that. There is a proxies which are like cat humanoids. Like no, everyone could also just be cat.
just be cat. Okay.
Cat.
And you're just role playing cat, going around.
Also make a goal, right? Like maybe the goal is as easy, or it could be a little more in depth, where like everyone was captured, or maybe everyone was captured, but they're actually just locked in a room because the owners are out. Or maybe it's a bunch of cats who are trying to do like a heist to go get some good smelling things from the trash can.
Grab some catnip.
Some catnip. Get real high. Because I kind of like the idea of like making things with a little simpler mechanics to get people the experience, especially those who might not be used to playing D&D.
Right.
But are interested in it, or like kind of interested in it, but like are kind of also nervous about it. Just get an experience with some of the mechanics and like some of the, you know, dice rolling and role playing, and you have stats that you're working off of.
Yeah, I definitely think approaching it from, I guess, a more approachable angle, something a little bit more, I don't know, less intensive, I guess. Yeah, I definitely think that's a good idea. And
gosh, I could run something for people in that would be interested in like our high school group if there's anyone else.
I would absolutely be down. We should see.
I wonder who else would be interested. We're dragging Francis in.
Yes, we're dragging Francis in. I feel like,
And then
I don't know, I feel like for all of them it could be really hit or miss.
I feel like people would be intrigued by the possibility.
Yes, I agree. I think everyone would be at least willing to try it. I don't think anyone would be not willing to. And I can see... Yeah, I can definitely see... I can see the possibility of everyone in the group really enjoying it.
Except they're gonna have a really bad DM.
They're going to have an amazing DM.
They're going to have a half-adequate DM?
Compromising. Okay, so we're going somewhere.
We're going somewhere.
Also, I am totally lost right now.
Lost in Sam's eyes.
Francis isn't even here anymore.
That's why you're lost. It's not even here.
Alright, fair enough. Also, so the reason why I was confused when you first came in was because we also made another bet on much earlier in the night on if you would actually come back or not.
Yeah.
And
Just call me out. Jeez.
I want you to know that I stuck up for you. I was like, yeah, she'll probably be back. I don't know when, but she'll probably be back.
Yeah, I can see who took which side. Fine.
And then we didn't actually bet on it. We got sidetracked by talking about other bets because Francis and I have been making bets like pretty much like every single freaking night.
Yeah, sounds like you guys.
Yep. And we've completely lost track of all the bets that we've made.
Also sounds like you guys.
Yep. But yeah, that's why I was confused, because I thought he was talking about that. But no, he was talking about you blaming him for leaving right when you got here.
Hey now. Oh my gosh, I did some of my taxes though.
Oh, nice. Look at you adulting.
I did not finish.
But you started.
I did start indeed. I struggled. I was just like, I don't know what I need to be putting on here. I don't know if I have more forms. I don't really know what's happening.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Taxes are fun.
Don't know what's happening.
I can't help you there.
For these money, and I'm using a freaking program.
Yeah, last time I did my taxes, I just used I don't know, one of the websites that the IRS listed. I was like, this is government approved.
The turbo tax-free one.
Yeah, I don't think I used TurboTax Free. I think I used like Easy 1040 or whatever.
I freaking bought TurboTax.
Oh.
And then my friend's like, oh, I thought you knew. And I was like, no, I didn't. I was at Costco. I realized I had to do my taxes. It's the first time I had done them and I panicked. So I bought it. And you were with me. And you filed your taxes before. You didn't say anything.
I mean, some people definitely do need to buy TurboTax.
But I don't. I don't make money.
I mean, even if you don't make money, if you have like certain circumstances going on. But yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
So yeah. Then the year after was a year later that I was informed as well. I was like, I have to buy it again, and they're just like, I don't really think you have to buy it. And I was just like, I'm sorry. I remember you were with me at that Costco run, and you weren't even the only one. Say what now?
So let down by multiple people, I see.
Yeah. Everyone just be playing me for real.
Absolutely betrayed.
For real, I thought these people were my friends. That's why I took them to Costco.
You only take your friends to Costco?
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm your friend, Kai.
Yeah, we've been to Costco together.
Indeed.
Good times.
We have bought Squishmallows.
Oh my gosh.
You have bought Squishmallows while I was there, I should say.
I need more Squishmallows.
You got that stimmy coming up.
And hopefully a return from the IRS.
Oh. Looking promising.
Right now it's telling me I got a decent chunk, so
Oh.
I don't know, because last year it like gave me that I had a return, and then as I was filling things out, it told me that I owed them, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
I cannot help you there.
Yeah, me neither.
Welcome back, Francis.
Hello? Hello?
I'm glad you survived.
What do you mean?
I heard about your betrayal. No trust in me. You have no trust.
I'm actually confused. Did I do something? Did something happen?
It was what you didn't do,
I don't know, actually.
It's fine. So, what questions do you have?
No, I refuse.
Oh, I already told you, you didn't have trust in me.
Trust in you for wait, is it about like me leaving because I needed to poop?
No, it's not about you leaving. I think pooping is a very natural thing. You should definitely do it.
Oh, Denny, don't you betray me like this. You've been on my side for the longest time now.
Remember what we talked about earlier, Francis?
We talked about many things. Kai went on for like 2 hours, man.
Yeah, but I came back.
Guys, don't do this. I'm actually.
I thought that made it pretty obvious. Danny, don't you think so?
I don't think it's even registering.
Yeah.
like I said, we didn't even like make a thing about it. It was mentioned in passing.
Mentioned in passing.
I'm not even worth actually making it a thing.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Start streaming now.
Wait. I mean, that's all I remember though. I don't know why we talked about it. Wait, top 10 anime betrayals. Is it? Wait, no, if Kai's feeling betrayed, it's about. I don't know! Don't do this to me. Oh, I'm actually tearing up. Hold on.
Why are you? What is happening?
Whoa.
Oh no.
Alright, there's like an invisible spider. I can only see its eyes.
Is it
Oh,
actually
same.
invisible?
It might be a bug, but
I mean, it is a bug.
I see it too though, actually.
I love you, Kai. Oh, you see it too, Francis?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an invisible bug. Kai, please never change.
I think I will only get worse, don't worry.
You mean better.
That is up for opinion.
Well, my opinion is it'll only be better.
I don't think Francis does.
Nah, he does. He just hides it deep down in his heart.
He said nothing.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to think of this trail thing.
I don't think you're gonna think about it. I don't think you're gonna recall.
Can I have another hint?
Hey,
I'll leave that up to Kai.
no, I leave it up to you. I have dropped hints. It has dropped the topic of the apparent conversation.
Like I said, it wasn't even the focus of the conversation. It was just something mentioned in passing that started up a different conversation.
Not even worth a full conversation. Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
Yep, exactly what I'm trying to tell you.
That's the thing though, like, if it's mentioned in passing, I'm even less likely to remember that. Oh no. Okay, hold on. See, I swear, when Denny and I talked about betrayals, I'm pretty sure it was about him. I don't remember talking about Kai.
Okay, we weren't talking about Kai betraying. And this thing that we're talking about, the topic of betrayal didn't really come up. But it's something that she feels betrayed about.
Oh, is it because, like, I said I'll buy Denny a car and not you?
What the? You said you bought me a car, but not me?
Oh no. Okay, never mind. Shit. Jeez. What the heck? Okay, in the meantime then, I'll just ask my D&D questions. So like, for Kai then, like, you said recently you were the dungeon master?
Yes, I DM'd for the first time the Sunday a week ago and a few days ago. What? Like a week and a half ago? I don't know.
Do you like make a whole new script, like your own script?
Yeah, that is essentially what it was, and what I did wasn't like a like we've had a campaign going on for the last year at this point, I think, and I didn't do a full campaign. I did kind of what's called a one shot, where it's just either one time or a couple times, and so a smaller story and a bit more the storyline's a bit more laid out already.
When you say laid out, like, does that mean there's already like a backbone to it and you're just building on top of that?
So overall, like for D&D campaigns, which are longer running, either until somewhat of a conclusion of a really large elaborate story is come to, or the group just falls apart, is usually a whole world, and it's up to the players to, it's like rather than the DM actually like foreshadowing a story and like kind of planning out what everyone might do or what direction they should go, it's up to the players to really decide what they want to go off of and where they want to explore and stuff. And the DM, they mold their story based on what the players do, rather than already just like starting and like laying everything out and then having them walk a path. Like the players end up choosing their story from just a platform setting provided by the DM, versus what I did, which was a one-shot, which are much shorter in design on purpose. I actually pre-made characters as well, which is more of a preference. That just depends on the one-shot. So I pre-made characters, and I had a story, and I had basically an outline of a plot. And how the plot would conclude and how they would go about it was up to the group and how they played it out. However, there were like key points and and a very broad idea of how I thought it would go.
Okay, that makes a bit of sense. Have you heard of Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
So I recently finished watching all of that, like maybe a month ago, and D&D is a pretty big focus for the show.
Oh yeah, don't those nerds play it?
Yeah. So you explained that actually made all those scenes a lot clearer. So then does that mean like each time someone's a dungeon master, like they make their own kind of story layout?
So in our campaign, and again, so like our mainline, we basically, you can think of it like we have a campaign going on mainly, and then because of that we have kind of our D&D group, and then so when people do other things, it's kind of within our D&D group because we all know that we play. But our main DMs is did you know Raihan?
Yes.
And then Zach. Do you remember Zach?
Yes. Oh yeah.
So Raihan and Zach are our current DMs for our main campaign, and we have 7 players, which means this group is kind of enormous, and having 2 DMs is kind of unheard
Sorry,
of.
Denny. That was an accident.
Kill him. But that's what they do, and they actually co-DM and kind of find a balance like that, which is also weird. But it happens. And Denny actually popped in for, what was that one session that you popped in for?
Mm-hmm. It was a very interesting time. It was fun.
Do you remember what happened? How far back was that?
You guys fought the, wasn't a Minotaur? There was a whole... I can't remember any of the characters' names anymore, but...
That's okay.
I
mean, what?
there was a big fountain that had something to do with fairies and a queen, and a whole bunch of like figuring out a puzzle that you guys couldn't figure out for the longest time, and Raihan was getting pissed.
sounds like us.
And once you guys eventually got there, oh, there was also, I remember in the recap you found a character that was played by Raihan.
Oh my gosh, that character is still around and he was supposed to be a side piece.
Oh. I think you found him injured at like the bottom of a canyon or something like that.
Yes, Hanson Elfman.
And then I can't remember how you got to the fountain or why you were there, but you got there, you eventually solved the problem, and there were a whole bunch of statues as well, and you had to turn the statues, I think.
Oh, the moon phases 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was actually, apparently it was also not designed very well, but yeah.
So there was that.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Yeah, and then you had the boss fight against the Minotaur.
I don't remember that. We probably almost died.
Yes, you guys almost died. I think you were the one who ended up finishing it with one of your spells, like pink sparkles or something.
Me?
It might have been a different.
Probably.
You might have been talking
All
about
my
something
spells
else.
Are pink or
Oh,
fire.
gotcha.
Just the kind of character she is.
Of course. But yeah, that
Only proper that the magic be as beautiful as the wielder.
of course. Though nothing will ever match your beauty.
Damn. So does this help clarify what TNT is like? Okay, wait, you had a question. Sorry. What I was trying to say was, okay, so we have our main running campaign, which has Zach and Raihan as the co-DMs, and then there's 7 players. So that campaign is what's been ongoing since I think we're almost hitting a year. But there's sometimes that like near the holidays or after we hit a story plot, or if some people can't make it, that we'll have like either an off week or a one shot. And in the past, they have run one shots based on the same world and story and stuff. But like me, and then there's 2 other players that have also been dabbling in DMing. We have also been running one shots on those occasional weeks, and those are completely different storylines, completely different world, just like whatever we feel like doing.
So, I think the one shot makes sense. The campaign, not so much. So that means, hold on, I'm about to die. So campaign, like you said, it's been almost a year. Does that mean the story, like, it's just been what's the word I'm thinking of? Continuing on from each session?
Yes.
Okay, so your one shot isn't canon to the campaign
No, especially not when other people DM it. We have had some that then the DMs incorporated, so we at one point were kind of in the ruins of the city, and then we had a couple weeks where people couldn't make it, so we did a one shot that Zach and Raihan did, and they actually, the one shot was the city before it was a ruin. So like, I want to say at least 200 years in the past. And then those characters that some of us played for the one shot ended up making a comeback as these ghost figures in the main campaign. It was wild. I cried so hard. So it's a possibility, but especially when people who aren't Raihan and Zach are DMing or trying out DMing, which is all of us who are trying it, we're new. We just kind of make our own story, or we can base it off of like a module online.
Are campaigns usually this long?
As long as they're able to continue, longer. Like one of the, I guess, more famous / popular campaigns and streams is called Critical Role, and it's done by a bunch of voice actors who also play D&D because they're a bunch of nerds. And they're actually on their second campaign right now, based in the same world as their first. And just the second campaign, which is the one that I've been binging, has at least 120 to 130 episodes.
Jeez.
But those aren't consecutive because they'll take weeks off, and they're voice actors, so you know they get busy. So just the second campaign. Hold on, I want to see the time frame when it started. It's still ongoing, and it has started.
Denny, what is this wall thing you're doing?
Oh, so I'm putting up a little ceiling, so if you're running, like if you don't have a boat, you can run and jump, and you can go a lot faster. So if you sprint and then spam jump,
Oh, whoa. That's cool.
Okay, this current campaign started January 15 of 2018. And is still currently going on for these voice actor people that I watched. Yeah, not
talking about you.
no, not yet. And that's a second campaign. Before that, they also had one that started in like 2015. Last episode. 2015 to for 115 sessions. So technically, this group has been playing in the same world for at least 6 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, and like it's kind of like that really depends on the group, because I feel like the biggest reason the campaign stops is because the group can't meet anymore or something. I've technically been part of at least 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 campaigns in the past, but they've always like fell apart, especially when everyone was in college.
That makes
Because
sense.
you don't really have a weekly schedule. But now that majority of us aren't, and we're majority like working adults who are typically off work by like 6, 7 p.m. unless we have to work overtime, like it makes more sense. Granted, we have our sessions on Sunday in the afternoon, but
How long are your sessions usually?
so we typically do a 3 to 7:30 with a 10-15 minute break in between, in the middle, around 5.
So like when it becomes near 7 o'clock, do you guys just cut it off actually, or like there is a good spot to always kind of stop the session?
The DMs kind of just find a point where they feel like it can cut off, and we'll just kind of cut it off. There have definitely been times that we've gone over, or they feel like we're about to enter a big chunk that'll be bad to cut off, so we'll end early. Examples would be like combat, because combat tends to take a lot of time for not much in-game time, and we've definitely gone over because of that. Or they're like, okay, and we're about to end a combat with this giant dragon, and it's 7, so we're just gonna go ahead and wrap it up here today, because if not, you guys will never stop.
Also, you good, Francis?
Yeah, took off all my armor. I'm not sure why. I just did. I was trying to look for a class, and then I forgot what all they would do.
So you suicided by skeleton, or?
Oh no, I was actually trying to do something and they ended up shooting me.
Gotcha.
Oh, so with Big Bang Theory, like it looked like anytime they wanted to do any kind of action, they have to roll a die. Like, is that what you actually have to do?
Yes, dice is a big part mainly because like not everything you attempt to do succeeds in real life, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the dice kind of represents, is that like, yeah, you can be like, oh, I'm going to try to do this, or like, oh, can I remember this, or do I know anything about this? But in reality, you know, it kind of depends. Like, you might remember it, like you might have the ability to remember it, but will you really remember it? And that's kind of where the dice comes into play.
How do you determine which numbers let you do the action?
So you usually have like levels of success, and then what the DM typically would do for something that seems like a challenge would be like they put a success number on it. Hold on. So, for instance, so you have every character you get is like, it has stats, right?
Yes.
And the stats are also kind of randomized, but you can get based on like, oh, the race that you choose or the class that you choose, specific stats might automatically bump, or you can choose like to bump stats just based on what you want to do. So say that you're like looking around, you're just surveying the area to see if there's any enemies, right? That's pretty common, self-explanatory. So if you're in an open area and your character is a character that, you know, can see the area is fine, then the success would probably be rather low. So you could roll like usually we roll a d20 for stat stuff. So like 10 is half. Like you might roll a 10, but because it's a clear area, you can clearly see that there is an army of enemies marching towards you. But say that you're in a snowstorm, then your success is going to, the save, I forget what the actual word is, but the chance of success becomes lower. So in a snowstorm, maybe you actually need like a 16 or higher in order to perceive anything properly. And if you roll under that, the DM's kind of like, well, it's just like really hard to see with all the snow, and you're not really used to this kind of terrain, so you can't really make out anything in the distance.
Okay, I think that does make a little bit more sense now. So there's no set probability range, like for each different situation, the DM can change the number required to succeed?
Yeah, especially because if the DM made the world and is like making all of these challenges they're giving you, then they're kind of already like they create that as part of what they make. That's part of the creation. It's like, oh, if they make a puzzle or an area that you guys are exploring in, they have at least a idea of what those kinds of successes and what those chances of successes would be. And sometimes you just get really fucked over by your dice. Because you, even in like, when you're fighting someone, right? And you're engaged with the enemy, you're rolling to do your attacks as well. And so you might have a really cool move that you're setting up, but if you roll really badly, you miss. Just like if you're actually like fighting someone. You might be used to fighting someone, but there's still a chance that you'll really fail. And that's when you throw away your dice and burn it.
New set.
New set. And that's why you get a lot of dice.
Speaking from experience.
A general set, I believe, has at least 7 dice is a standard full set. It goes D4, a D6, which is your typical dice. It's a 6-sided dice, and then a D8, a D10, a D100, a D12, and then a D20. the most known, per se, in some means, is the D20. That's the one that you use for stat checks and stuff. So it's most used. The other ones kind of come into play with like different abilities and damaging and potions and effects.
That sounds very confusing. It's interesting, but confusing.
Yeah, definitely explaining it is confusing. This goes into like the mechanics of the game, and as someone who will only teach their Pokemon attack moves, that's something I'm not strong at. However, the nice thing about it is that these rules are all written out. So, you know, like what dice to roll and what to add and what dice to roll at what occasion is there. It's all written out in rulebooks, and for right now, there's even an online system where you can kind of arrange everything for your character in one place, and then you could literally click it and look at the definition, and it tells you like exactly what to do and what to roll and what the effects are.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Yeah, so that definitely lays it out, because I would sure as hell not be able to remember it.
So, like, if you were the dungeon master and me and Denny were playing, if I wanted to attack Denny, I would have to roll a die.
You would. And you know, there's a couple of criteria that would go into that too. Because I would first be like, well, are you gonna openly attack him, or are you trying to like sneakily attack him? So there would be that, and then the actual attack.
So let's say I wanted to openly attack. Would Denny be allowed to like get in a move before like I roll my die, or like he can't do anything until I roll my dice and everything?
In that case, because characters have different like stats, like I mentioned, some of the stats also go into a passive stat, right?
Yes.
So there's like a passive perception. So for that, I would probably be like, check Denny's passive perception, and then if it's bad, I'd be like, okay, Francis, make your attack roll, but Denny will get a reaction. Like, he might not notice you attacking actively, but once you attack, obviously, he has a chance to react to that.
Okay. Interesting.
Love you,
Do
Francis.
you feel like you have a high perception in general?
In general?
Yeah, like as a person.
I don't know if I would notice a sneak attack, but if he's openly attacking
Yeah,
me,
he's not sneakily attacking you. And I guess there's also the difference of like what you're using to attack him. Like, are you just going in for a punch? Would you be using a weapon, which would be a little more obvious? Are you magicking him? Like, there's a little bit of a difference, I guess.
How do you determine someone's stats? Like, do you decide that before, or does the dungeon master decide all that?
No. Well, if you're making your own characters, you're part of that process. I have had one-shots where I just made characters, in which case the stats are already determined based upon those characters. The specific numbers are also determined by rolling. However, there's a couple ways to do it. Some of them kind of give people the ability to be more balanced, so they kind of make a range. Like, okay, so so the first part, I guess, to just kind of make this make more sense, is like the overall stats are first they're divided into strength, which is like strong, right? Dexterity, which is like reaction speed, and more so the speed and agility. Constitution, which is like your body, like holding your breath or being able to withstand cold temperatures, or how you can go without sleep, like your literal body constitution. Intelligence, which is more like book smart, wisdom, which is more like people smart, and then charisma, which is like people skills. So there's like the 6 that, and then essentially what happens, if I recall correctly, is I rolled for every single one, and then but I rolled the number of times, and then I got to put the number, like my character is, she as her class is like charisma and intelligence based, so I put my 2 highest numbers in charisma and intelligence. I just went downhill from there. Versus like, I don't know, out of those 6, Francis, what would you say was your highest?
I'll probably say strength then.
So then you have like, you roll and then you get like a higher one, and then maybe you get something that's like lower. So like you put your highest one in strength, and then maybe, I don't know what you would put your lowest in.
Charisma.
Yeah, so like in that case, you like put your highest in strength and maybe like your lowest in charisma, and you can kind of like tweak the numbers just a little bit. So like there's still the amount of like randomization, but you're still able to custom it with the randomization given.
So let me see, how should what's a good game to give an example of? I can only really think of Dark Souls right now at the moment. I'm not sure how familiar. Oh, what is this?
So this is my character's character sheet. Having a visual might make a little more sense. Like even just in the shortcut, you can see though, it has like STR, which is strength, EX, which is dexterity, like the big stats on there. And so this is like a visual representative of what stats and like a character build would look like. And actually, I have learned recently that my stats are really bad. Like it seems like it might be okay because it's even, but that actually is pretty bad.
Wait. So for the strength, dex, and constitution, when it says 0 for all of that, does that mean you put 0, like you invested 0 points into those?
So you know how under the zeros there's like 10, 11, 10, 14, 12, 16?
Yes.
Essentially that's what I rolled. And then the big number is, they're called modifiers, which you can kind of tell is the minus 10 divided by 2. And then rounded down. And the modifiers is what tells you like, okay, so when this character, she's gonna roll intelligence. So I roll my dice, right? And then because she has the +2 in intelligence, then I can add 2 to what I rolled. So that kind of shows that, you know, there is how you're leaving it to fate because you never know what might happen. But if you have things that you're good at, obviously you kind of have an upper hand in one sense or another.
Okay.
So like if your strength was like a +3, like versus if my strength, which is like a -1, and we both go to try to lift up a tree. I don't know why I said tree. And we both roll, right? And we both roll like a 13. Well, obviously, even though fate is treating us the exact same, you would have the upper hand because you're naturally better in strength. And so a stat boost, which would be like, oh, he has a +3 in strength, like it would be like a 13 + 3 is 16, versus I would have a 13 - 1, which is a 12, and I would fail, and you have a higher chance of success.
Okay, that does make sense. So like, you said the big number are the modifiers, right? So then like, just looking at the picture you sent me, the number that you rolled for strength is 10. So let's say mine was 9, yours was 10, but my modifier was higher. But because your base stat is higher, would that also even it out, or do the modifiers play a bigger role into determining the difference with who is stronger?
The modifier definitely is the bigger role in the outcome of events. So like with the tree example, but if you had really bad luck and I had really good luck, maybe I would succeed and you wouldn't.
Okay. Interesting.
And then, so then like the wisdom, which for my character is a +1. So there's the passive senses though, like what I just mentioned. If you were to then suddenly go and punch Denny, I
expect that to happen.
Yes. I would say that, you know, there are some passive senses that are based purely on the big numbers in here, like the 12, right? So if Denny has a low wisdom, which means he has a low perception.
Sounds about right.
Then when you go and swing, because he's not actively like perceiving you at that moment, unless he is, he probably wouldn't roll, and I would just base it off that base stat he has, and he wouldn't notice until you punch him in the face.
So then, like, let's say I were to start a new D&D, and we're doing stats. It's not like where you get 30 points and then you distribute that however you want. You roll for each stat.
Yes and no. The traditional way is to roll for each stat. However, because you get instances like mine where everything is really just baseline and bad, there are some people who will do the, like, you have a pool of points to kind of work with. And so everyone is a little more balanced, I guess. Like, this character is too balanced just in herself. Like, there's no negatives, but there's also no high positives. And it's apparently pretty shitty. And so having, like you said, like a pool of points to work from kind of helps alleviate that. Like, you can take away points from one section and then add it onto another, and you have a little more leeway to work with. So that's more of a depends on whoever's running the campaign.
It's very interesting also.
Yeah, and there's a lot of depth that can go into even just the mechanics part, which initially like scared me more so because I'm kind of slow. But especially now that I'm DMing, I have a little more of a interest in. And my character is a spellcaster, which means I have all the like spell and magic mechanics. It just adds so much more. Why can't I just go punch things?
Gotta make a barbarian next time.
I know. We had a monk and now we don't. And all of the majority, like 3 out of our 7. How big is that party? We have like 3 to 4 artificers. Probably just because of the campaign was presented as like a steampunk theme. But only one person really uses artificery things. We're just really badly balanced, and no one talks about their abilities. Like it's like a party was thrown together, and they never talked about how they can do things. So when they run into battle, you're hurting a bunch of cats. Hurting, not hurting. Hurting. like sheep, but like cats.
I don't know. Sounds like a good battle plan to me.
It doesn't work. No wonder we've died. We have like 1.5 tanks, and then like 1 healer, and then like 1 person. Our freaking NPC tanks / buffs more than anyone else.
There's a good reason why that NPC was put in.
We would have been dead multiple times without him. We were all about to take like more damage than the HP we have, all of us, and he counterspelled it and saved our asses, and I was just like, oh my god.
Thank you, Mr. Conveniently Placed NPC.
For real. No wonder he never goes away. Has more flavor than some of our characters right now. What? And right now my character is like a boom boom spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is basically how I make my Pokemon kind of spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is an attack except for the occasional like those moves to teach Pokemon that they can use outside of battle.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, except for the occasional that. That's literally. But with playing with these tools and realizing that no one has like the buffing and the debuffing stuff, I'm like, I need to change how she does things.
No. You just need to attack faster with more damage.
But I am not fast. And I'm not strong. Like, armor class is 10, Denny. 10. Literally anything can hit me. And I have 31 hit points at level 7. 31. You know, other people have like 60. 60!
It happens.
So I'm actually a little bit confused by that. Because you said the campaign's been almost for a year. But how come your level is still pretty low? I thought you'd be like, I don't know, in the hundreds for some reason.
Well, they definitely don't level up like a game character. Like, you don't just hit 100. Level 7 and a year, and we definitely haven't played every week, so we're at like maybe 30 weeks. Currently, in game, it's only been 3 months.
Okay.
So hitting level 7 in 3 months is actually pretty good. Which comes, and our levels are determined by like the DMs basically will determine when we should level up. It's not like XP system, which that is also dependent on the DM. Some people do XP system, some people just kind of do, what do you call it? Like good points, checkpoints, I guess. They're like, you fought a lot of monsters recently, let's go ahead and level up. And especially because like at level 7, that's a pretty good darn level. Like I have up to 4 levels of spells and new class features. I've unlocked at least 2 to 3 new class features. I've been able to add some points into my stats. Like, it's a good level. I'm just salty. I'm a salty bitch because I chose to be a sorcerer, which means that I'm an innate spellcaster. And because of this, I can't switch my spells out until I level up again. Which is different from damn wizards who can prepare their spells overnight and just change them out whenever they fucking feel like it.
Just a little bit salty.
I am salty because I want to change the way this character is like, the spells are. Like right now it's literally like all attacks, which I, don't get me wrong, I enjoy. It's just our party has no balance.
So just go even further off the edge of balance.
You're right. Just take away any utility spells I have.
Mm-hmm.
No healing, no utility.
Just go boom boom.
No buff, only boom boom. Although I have learned some more spells thanks to my feet into my spell book. Which I'm very excited about.
Are there any limits to like what you can do for D&D? Or so I guess a better way to explain is like, let's say I decided to attack Denny and it failed, but he decided to like let me off the hook. Could I be like, oh, I want to go back in time and redo it, so then I have another chance to actually kill him?
Well, because you're essentially actively progressing a story, unless there is literally in-story a means of rewinding time, you wouldn't be able to just undo something.
Okay.
Although the fun part about that is because, you know, time is also a concept and a story mode thing is people being able to bend time or bend fate. There are skills and features that can let you, for example, re-roll something. like say you attacked and you failed, but then you wanted to use, there's a handful of things. Like one thing is called a luck point. I don't really know who has that or how you can get it, but it's a feature for some people. And they have a certain amount of luck points that they get, I want to say per day, kind of like per long rest. And using those, if they decide to use it, they can be like, that was a bad roll, I'm going to use a luck point and re-roll it. And so you're not guaranteed a success, but it gives you an opportunity to change your outcome. And that's kind of, I'm gonna say that's kind of like the fantasy part of it for sure. Like even with my character... Oh, here we go. I have a feature called Favored by the Gods. And it reads, once per short rest, if you fail a throw, or if you miss an attack, you can roll 2d4 and add it to the total, possibly changing the outcome. So that's another thing.
Are stats, buffs, and all that like universal for like every game? So like, you know, yeah, just universal, I guess.
Like what sort of buffs and stats exist?
So like the favor, you said it's like favor of the gods.
Yes, or favored by the gods.
Favored by the gods. So is that something where it's universal, where like if anyone played D&D, that stat buff would also exist in their game too?
It can. That's one of those like it's always up to the DM's discretion. For like this specifically getting a little more mechanical, this is a feature specifically to sorcerers, and then specific to the type of sorcerer that my character is. She is a divine sorcerer, and therefore has some divine powers or divine interventions that she can get.
Is this a... Well, so I do know like it's a board game, right?
Oh, it's a tabletop game.
Tabletop. Is it also online game?
I mean, I've been playing online for the last year.
I'm gonna try it.
Do you want me to run something and you can try some stuff out?
Oh, what do you mean by that? I'm sorry.
So it's on. I can play it online because I have people running it online. Not your Francis. Zach and Raihan are the DMs for our game, and they have been running this over. We have a Discord server that we utilize, and we all hop on every week, and at the same time, and we play our campaign. And I think, I guess it was right when you were gone. I was talking to Zinnie, and we were talking about, because I'm trying to DM more to get more experience. And also because I like to be able to involve people who maybe haven't played before or are interested, which also could go with haven't played before. And we're talking about who we know who might be interested in playing if I like ran like a one time or a few times thing.
Sorry, one quick second. Danny, there's this random dude with alpacas here.
Mm-hmm. He's a wandering trader.
Kill him. Steal his alpacas.
Wait, if I kill him, does he count as a villager?
No. You're perfectly fine if you kill him.
Okay, his wear is actually kind of crap.
Yeah.
Do you need slimed up?
I picked up 2, so I'm good.
Do you need like a minimum amount of players to do D&D to make it efficient?
Technically, no. If anything, it's better to cap the number. Or just with what the DM is comfortable. So I think my comfort range is like 3 to 5 people. For just me running something. I could very much run less too, but I was told that it's good to have an odd number for tiebreakers.
I got you. This actually reminds me of those, I played those phone app games where it's essentially, I guess, D&D, like, you can do, I don't know how to explain this, like, you go, you know, on an adventure and everything, anytime you want to do something, you don't have to roll for it, you just have to, like, choose your path, kind of, and it just kind of reminds me of that. It's something I used to play a couple of years ago. Interesting. Is there like an official website where you can do this, or
Do what?
D&D?
Because the entire thing is basically a storytelling meeting, it's usually over some sort of call.
I see.
There's like the websites that have D&D material and like just people use to aid them in playing. For example, like the website I sent you, which is my character sheet, which a character sheet is a sheet for your character with all their stats and stuff. But it's on a website called D&D Beyond, which people mainly use for character sheets, but also there's a lot of resources and just information, and guides, quarantine resources they would have for that, which is cute.
Oh, so they don't have like pre-made rendered stories where you can already like just get a group and just play it.
They do. You do need someone to run it, which is the DM. But they, I'm pretty sure that's what modules are. That's the exact thing modules are, or just pre-made campaigns. People just like to be extra and make their own. Although I want to run some like one-shot modules to get a little more experience in running things. So if I ran something, it'd probably be that, especially because my last one was kind of, the one that I made was kind of a bust.
What is a module?
A module is what you said, like a pre-made story.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 12:18.
Go to bed, Francis.
I'm probably gonna go sleep.
Go to bed, Danny.
I'm fine.
Then you have a test. Shut up.
It's fine.
I think we should all go to sleep.
I feel bad because essentially, like, I don't know, the past 30 minutes, you didn't get to talk in your own stream.
Nah, it's fine. There's no one watching anyway.
Now everyone gets to learn about D&D.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's an educational stream.
So we stream D&D.
I'm down.
Kai, when did you get... Oh, yes, totally.
Sorry, I cut you off again. What were you saying?
Actually forgot. I'm sorry.
Okay. You did start out by saying when did you, but I'm not sure what the continuation of
Oh,
that was.
thank you for that help. When did you get into D&D?
I want to say second year in Richmond when I moved in with G, because G is also was or is into D&D, and I think he ran something, and it was kind of wild. And I hopped into that, and then right after that fell apart. Most likely, Raihan ran something for the first time. And that went on for a little bit. I remember G was a bard, and he just literally brought out his guitar. Yeah. And on and off since then. So... technically, like... I don't even... Time is a lie. Like 4-ish years? 3-ish years? And now you get to start your path into D&D too.
Are there so like, if us three were to do one, do you get to choose the classes that we're allowed to choose from?
I could. I think that would depend on what I would probably first do is kind of just talk to you guys about like what parts of D&D may seem more interesting to get like a story that I think you guys would actually enjoy. And then from there I might set some limitations just to have a little more balance. Like if you guys played the exact same type of character
Like barbarians.
Just two barbarians punking it out. I mean, like, it could work, but like, it would definitely, I feel like it might limit the experience. So I might set limitations on that, or just be like, okay, you guys have to do something different. Or like, someone at least has to be like a long range, and then someone should be a short range. But I wouldn't be like, you have to choose this class and this race. Because I think that, especially if I'm introducing you guys, and as long as you guys are interested in the character making at all, I would think that it might be fun to go through that as well.
So, like, even though Dungeon Master does participate to a certain degree, like, isn't it kind of feeling left out compared since you're not, like, actively involved in the story, I guess?
To the degrees that I have so far DM'd, which is one-shots, I would say no. I find it really fun to see the players navigate through the world that I'm either leading or that I've made. And we do get to play NPCs a lot of the time. So we have characters in there, and just seeing interactions and kind of going through that, I think it's different. It's a different experience than being a player, but it's a different type of enjoyment. Granted, hearing from my Han, at least, he definitely misses being a player. Even though he does his NPC that he does is like one of our main part of our party now. It's a different experience, and there's a lot more pressure and having to figure out how to fucking adjust when your players just go off the deep end. But no. If anything, I'll just be like, who wants to DM for my friends and I?
Going off the deep end, that kind of sounds like something I would do.
And you know, as long as it's like not completely off of what the character that you made would do, I'm not gonna be like, what the fuck? Well, I will, but not like actively. Sometimes there's like a clear difference in like what would Francis do versus what would your character do.
Okay. That makes more sense. I'm about to die again.
You got this, Francis, I believe.
Oh no.
So what kind of adventure one-shot would you guys be interested in?
Space pirates from the 9th dimension.
What the fuck?
Oh jeez.
I'm just fucking with you.
Like, dude, that'd be a whole ass campaign.
Oh, that actually made sense to you? What the heck?
Yeah, not with this.
Oh.
Not with this system though. There's different systems for that kind of stuff.
I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable with anything. So
Generally, one-shots are, you know, more so straightforward, like a mission based, and there's like a problem and you want to go solve it or something, or a mystery or a dungeon crawler. But you know, there's some variation in that. I could just find the most adventure isekai RPG type classic adventure thing.
I guess a good question is like, how much adventure / fantasy do you want, Princess?
Oh. More the better, honestly.
Okay, that's a good place to start.
I mean, wait, is D&D like have to be fantasy? Like, can it be a realistic setting?
It can. So Dungeons and Dragons technically is what's called a system. So it's based off a set of rules and a way of playing and spells and classes that are much more suited for fantasy settings. And by a better way to explain is that if you wanted to play a creepy story from 2003, you would probably not use the D&D system because it is more so fantasy oriented. So D&D more so suits at least fantasy. It could be like steampunk fantasy. It could be like low fantasy, which is not as magic based. People tend to go into like the high fantasy, which is more magic based, just because people like to use spells, and it's kind of a fun aspect of playing D&D is that you have magic, which doesn't openly exist in this real world.
Love how you say it doesn't openly exist.
Hey man, I'm not knocking out the possibilities.
I just want romance.
You could have romance. Would you play romance though? Like, would you roleplay romance?
Would I roleplay romance?
Yeah, because D&D is a role-playing game. It's an RPG, and you're fitting in a role. So like, your character's out there, and a cute something walks up to them and starts hitting on them. Will you be role-playing back, or?
Actually, yes. Like, if it's with friends, and because I know it's role-playing and it's not a real life situation, I would be more involved in it and actually, go 100%.
Okay.
I would be a little weirded out at first because it's not something I'm used to in the first place. But like, I'm only saying this because I'm thinking about me hitting on Denny actually.
No, and that is completely fine. I really love that. I love that mindset. A little background on this character, the one that I sent you on the character sheet. So she has a nobility background, and like pretty high up their nobility background, not like royalty, but she is a rich human girl who basically grew up kind of buried in storybooks. She's very smart, but always was looking for her Prince Charming, her soulmate. That's her whole background, basically. And that she's a neglected little child. But before our actual first session together, small groups of us had session zeros, which basically was an opportunity for our characters to develop a personality, so us role-playing them for the first time, and also getting us all to the same place. And during this first session, she went to like a party. Some guy came and like hit on her in a nobility way and was like, we should have a date, right? And then he was like, yeah, how about around midnight? We'll take a romantic walk along the pier. And we can play some violin duets. And this was like the moment where I had to have the separation between like my character and myself, because Kai was like, no, what the absolutely not. What, after dark, you dumb bitch. But my naive character who believes in true love and finding her one true prince was like, he might be the one. I have to. and snuck out of her house and went with him. And he was like, oh, I know this shortcut through this alleyway. It'll be faster. Like my family owns it or whatever.
Oh no.
And she was like, yeah, of course.
Oh no.
And almost got kidnapped.
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
So that was multiple levels of fun because one, I had to separate, you know, the mindset of myself with my character because, like I said, I absolutely would not, but this character absolutely would have, because she's naive. And then the secondary aspect was that because the NPCs are played by the DMs, it was basically felt like Raihan was just trying to swoon me, which was hilarious, and I had to like mute myself and be like, and like fangirl screech at the things that were happening. Whether that was like, it just, I could not handle it. I was like, you're not the person that has these types of smooth words.
So then, like, okay, well, first thing is, when you were first telling this story, I actually thought you were talking about a friend at first. I was really confused. Second, like, for your character, like, since you said she was naive and, like, believing in romance and everything, does that mean you have to come up with a backstory for the character when you first start?
For her, yeah, and for this campaign, yes. They basically were like, okay, this is the basic idea of the world, and we come up with a character idea / backstory.
So normally that's not really a thing where you do that?
For one-shots, you don't really need to, because it's a one-shot. So you're not dwelling deep into the backstory of these characters. It would probably just be like a brief amount, like what brought them to this situation mainly, and then maybe some brief background, if that makes sense, like, oh, if they worked as something, or I don't know, if they have family, kids, just some simple things. When you have a campaign though, you definitely have to come up with a more in-depth backstory. What? Backstory. Because what your DMs will try to do is bring that backstory into the actual story and then wreck you.
Okay.
Like for my character, she ended up being completely disowned and pronounced dead by her family.
Because that was gonna be my follow-up, where the character that you sent in the Discord, would that have a backstory? But okay.
Yes, so she has a backstory, and apparently I have one of the, because like they were like, write an in-depth backstory. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna write an in-depth backstory, and it was like 3 pages long.
Oh, you write it yourself?
Yeah, I really hated that. Because I was like, okay, but I know nothing about this world. And I'm like, yeah, just make a backstory. Because when you make a big campaign like that, when you're presenting it to your characters, or your players, you kind of come up with the concept of the world and maybe a potential starting point or like a location, but you don't plan out the entire world, because then you just base it off the characters that come up, and it's just a really annoying cloud of things.
Interesting.
I'm grappling the idea right now because I am trying to start a world with the potential of starting a campaign in the future, and I have a lot of things I need to flesh out, but also I have to make sure I don't try to, I guess, make too much. I need to make sure there's still room for improvisation and room for the players to add their own backstories and make fluff from there.
When you did your one-shot story, how long was that session?
That session was actually not that long. I specifically did not want it to be more than one session long, so it was about, I mean, it was about the 4 hours that we usually use.
Okay, so I know that that was your first time as a DM.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if you have enough experience to like elaborate on it, but do you like being DM over like being an actual player in the story?
I like both. And since I, have the opportunity to play right now in this campaign, it makes me want to branch into DMing more. I've wanted to DM at least the last few years, but I always have like a really high anxiety with doing new things, and just like I overthink it a lot. So even this time, I had been solidly thinking of DMing and kind of like collaborating with our current DMs to have them help me out for probably at least half a year with actual like documents and stuff. But this one, I want to say I started talking to Zach about it and like coming up with ideas about a month ago, and then 2 weeks before I actually DM, they were like, okay, one of the players isn't gonna be here in 2 weeks. You could do a one shot then. And I was like, we were talking about doing this with no deadline, and they were like, yeah, but this is an opportunity. I mean, if you don't want to take it, like, I'm not gonna force you, but if you want to do it, we'll do it. And I was just like, so I panicked for 1 week. Didn't do much. Panicked the second week, but actually tried to do stuff. Failed to do things about 3 of the days. Finished like 10 minutes before it started. And was kind of carried by Zach / bad communication / where the players ended up being an NPC that he ran, so he did a lot of the stuff and I felt really badly. But it ended up happening, and oh man, and I dropped a thing of boba right before it started, and oh man. But it was exhilarating, and I absolutely love the anxiety. Apparently, I think I like putting myself in stressful situations sometimes, but I also hate it. But I really want to keep trying. And so, if you guys are willing to have me as a DM, I would love to run something.
I am more than happy with that.
I may or may not cry before and after, though.
Wait, why?
I am a very anxious person. Like, I literally, before this, the one that we just had, I mean, obviously it was a lot of not prepped stuff, and I slept like 3 hours, and I was shaking halfway through, and I ended shaking even more because everyone died or was murdered or was arrested. But it was a new aspect to the game that I want to be able to get used to more, especially because I felt like I wasn't able to do as much as I hoped, and I like trying things that I'm not good at. So yeah, how do you feel about being goblins?
Goblins?
Yeah, I found a module where everyone's a goblin.
That's interesting, actually.
It's just a simple dungeon explorer where everyone's a level 1 goblin.
Well, I'll probably call it here for tonight. But if I have any other questions about D&D, I'm gonna message the group chat with
Yeah.
you.
You guys should, if you have an idea of what kind of person you want to play, I can find something that works. Oh wait, let me, before you close off this conversation then, do you have any idea like what kind of, like there's different classes in D&D, and I feel like as like gamer boys, you might have a kind of an idea of classes. But you know, there's things like barbarian, which is, and monks that are more like pow, physically hitting things, and then there's things like sorcerer and wizard, which is like pew spells, and then there's everything in between, like clerics and bards and druids and fighters, and then that's a pow. Rangers, like, do you guys have any ideas of like what class you'd want your first play to be?
Let me search D&D classes really quick.
Yeah, it's like a it's like a balance between like a hard hitter versus a spellcaster, and then the directions of like a healer or a more pow-pows. A tank.
Is there some sort of hybrid that can, I don't know, that has the ability to heal and support, but also uses a bow?
Okay. Probably. So you bow specifically?
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll probably end up being a class that is a partial spellcaster, which I think actually Ranger, which is, you know,
Right.
categorized as a bow,
Mhm.
they should be spellcast, like a partial half spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
What does saves mean?
Saves are when basically you get attacked and you're not actively defending or actively able to do something to stop it. You can roll a save to see if you can successfully avoid it just from like innate instinct.
Also, I think I just realized I think I have a homework assignment that I totally forgot.
Oh my gosh!
Francis.
Ranger spells.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Starting. Oh, what the shit? Starting like second level, you have spells that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And for any sort of spell casting class, you get to choose the spells you get out of a pool, obviously. Like,
Mhm.
Rangers have these spells they can learn, and you can choose which one you want from there. So
Right.
you'd probably look into a ranger.
Okay.
Mainly because, you know, that's the most stereotypical bow thing.
Right.
And everything can kind of be twisted in one way. Like, you could be, like, if you're looking to see if there's some means of buffing and healing,
Mhm.
there's always just, like, the spell choices.
Right.
Oh, Ava right now has boom boom spells, but she could very much be a buffer,
Mhm.
or more so a healer. And you know, if that's the kind of character you're looking at, and it's like a one shot, it could also just be flavor. Like, maybe you have a ranger, you're a ranger, but you just happen to also carry around a shit ton of healing potions. Like,
Mhm.
all the money you get just goes to healing potions.
Right.
You're just very careful.
Mhm.
And like weird herb buffs things, and you just throw them at people and it buffs or debuffs them. You're just like, magical item,
Mhm.
healing potion.
I'm one of those people.
One of those people, like, why do you have all these bags on? Don't worry about it.
It'll save your life someday.
You're welcome.
If I wanted to be a paladin, but like make myself a sinful paladin, could I do that?
Yeah, I mean, let's see, paladin. Well, paladin
Warrior.
is a holy, but holy in the means of divine. I believe my last paladin actually was connected to that world's god of like death, and I started by going, "Hey Raihan, how close to chaotic evil can I get?" And the twist that he made was that the god of death wasn't like a bad god per se. The god of death was about balance in the world. And my character did not care about much. He had a shitty life. And he kind of just found a group to stick around and did that and slept with everyone. Yeah. And I was literally the entire character backstory. So, just because of the nature of the types of stories these are, you know, like, you don't get many fairy tale stories, fantasy stories where the main character is just evil, but they don't have to be innately good and wanting to save the world just because. They can have ulterior motives, and they could just, you know, not be in favor of like lawful. What is that thing called? Danny, what's that thing? Alignment charts?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. Alignment chart.
Amazing. Do you know about alignment charts?
No.
Okay, so alignment charts are just drag the photo over. Copy image. So I just sent in the chat. This is an alignment chart. It's the level of lawful to chaotic, and then good to evil. It's very rare for there to be a lawful good character, and it's very rare for there to be a chaotic evil character. A fun way is this test. I haven't actually taken this test, but you can take this test. I'm going to take this test right now to see what kind of alignment you fall under personally.
I'm curious about this. But it's so like, let's say I wanted to be. We'll just go with Paladin for now. Let's say I want to be a Paladin. I was playing with you and Denny. Would it ruin the story if I decided like, oh, I want to be like the antagonist to both of you?
If I were the DM, I probably wouldn't allow that, just because it wouldn't really fit well. It'd be a very hard thing to work around. And you know, in the most basic of concepts, the antagonist would appear from the story itself, not within the group.
Okay.
Especially not when you start playing. Maybe some one-shots in, and if everyone is more familiar with how to play, we can have just a really chaotic one where that could be more so allowed, but it's harder to work with, and it's harder to like, because when you're running a one-shot, you have a group of people that are together for some reason. They have to have some common goal, and if one character is the antagonist, you don't really align with that common goal.
At the moment, looking at all these classes, I think I'm most interested in Rogue.
Oh man.
Wait, what?
No, it's just is very interesting. Okay, yeah, rogues are fun. Definitely considering one of the big topics is shady living. They tend to be like potential thieves and stuff. But again, like for instance, a rogue stereotype is, let's see. I would say they probably fall under like chaotic neutral or chaotic good in the alignment chart.
Wait, are you asking?
No, I'm stating. Rogues as a stereotype tend to fall under chaotic good or chaotic neutral. The differences being chaotic. So lawful versus chaotic. Lawful is like law abiding, versus chaotic is like following your own rules, which may or may not, probably doesn't align with the rules set by society, right? which is why a rogue would be placed in chaotic, because as a rogue, they probably already are doing things that aren't very lawful. And good or neutral kind of depends on how much they care about the actions and the consequences on other people. So chaotic good rogue might be like a Robin Hood. Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like steals, but steals to help people kind of stuff. Chaotic neutral more so steals, knows that it could potentially not have a good outcome for other people, but does it in a means to improve for themselves more so. And they value their own freedom more than like everyone else's freedom too. Chaotic bad just wants shit on everyone.
Wait, so does that mean
I mean evil.
by default, each of the characters are already kind of somewhat aligned to a specific trait?
Somewhat, and you know, I say that about rogue just from the stereotypes. Because they're, you know, the whole rogue is that they are kind of in the shadows of society. If they have a criminal past, or, you know, are they just part of like the thieves guild? Because usually a rogue is some sort of thief.
If I really wanted to, could I make the backstory kind of like lawful good though? Or like would I actually have to make it based on the chaotic good, chaotic neutral stereotypes?
You could, I guess if you wanted a rogue that had a lawful good nature, because, you know, nature isn't always all the actions either, it would be a rogue that kind of ended up as a rogue rather than lived continuously as a rogue, because it's the relationship to the law, and lawful doesn't mean like law abiding. Does that make sense?
It does, yes. I'm gonna take this quiz too at the same time. I'll text questions.
Okay, definition. Lawful characters tell the truth, keep their word, respect authority, honor tradition, and judge those who fall short of their duties. Chaotic characters follow their conscience, resent being told what to do, favor new ideas over traditions, and do what they promise if they feel like it.
I'll take this test later. I should probably do my homework instead.
You probably should.
I'm gonna have to call it here then, because I actually been I had a headache for a while. Good night, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Guys probably have other D&D questions.
Yes! I love this! I love this so much!
Alright, good night, Francis.
Good night.
Thanks for playing.
Sorry for taking up the last part of your stream.
Nah. It's fine. I'm also interested in D&D, so.
Oh geez, it's almost 1.
You go to
I'm
bed.
also yeah, you need to go to bed too!
Yeah, you're right.
Are you going to?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go to bed. It's fine. I will go to bed.
Are you gonna take that quiz too?
Yes, I will.
Okay, good. I'm okay with this. Well then, good night. Oyasumi.
Oyasumi. I've been saying that at the end of my streams.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, well I'm gonna hop off then. Bye.
Bye-bye. Alright. Sorry for not talking for the past like hour. I've just been really interested in D&D, and it's a very informative little session Kai had going there, so I wanted to be a good listener. Not that anyone's really watching this anyway, so not really missing out on much, if I'm being honest. I gotta lower this volume, oh my god. Also, these rates are terrible. Did I not build this high enough? I might have to go down below the ceiling and wipe out a whole bunch of space, but it's also not a very big spawning area, so it's somewhat understandable. But yeah, I'm also gonna hop off in a sec here. I'm glad I at least got the beginnings of this farm working. But yeah. I had a fun time learning about D&D. We're just chilling in Minecraft. Next stream's gonna be on Thursday. And not exactly sure what it's gonna be just yet, but it'll be there. I'm sorry I haven't been really putting out much content recently. Honestly, I've just been getting my butt kicked at school and a lot of other stuff. Also, I'm gonna need to change that. I'm gonna need to make that hoppers. Oh. I'm gonna need to make this a line of hoppers, but I'll figure that out next time. Thank you all very, very, very much for coming. And for watching, VOD viewers, if you're here. And I will see you all on Thursday. Thanks again for watching. If you like what you saw, please leave a like. If you want to see future content, please subscribe. And join the socials. Come hang out with me. Have a chat. Like, please. I want to interact with you all. And yeah. I'll see you all next time. Good night. Oyasumi.